It's the biggest night of the summer. Tonight we cap off another year of high school athletics with one of District 6's best games of the season. The Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. Stars from several District 6 schools meet one final time, and they give it their all before they head off into their next chapter of life. And we're glad you could be a part of it. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the broadcast booth alongside Sam Schutte. My name is Jake Slobodnik. Glad to bring you all the action here on Renda Digital TV here tonight. And our team of production here, Alex Donaldson running camera, John Smathers, Matt Lewis, our producer, and Jerry Rossai, our statistician here tonight as we get underway with our Martin General Stores pregame show. Stop at your local Martin General Store and sign up for your Gold Star Rewards card. Coach, glad to have you along here tonight. I know this has been something you're excited about. You get to wear a different headset tonight. Instead of being on the sidelines, you're up here in the booth, and we're glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. This is exciting. Bringing back a lot of memories, coaching and playing in this game. It's an exciting time for these seniors, one last time for many of them, so they're going to leave it all out in the field, and other guys are playing probably for something to prove because they're going to continue on to their next level. So just really looking forward to watching this matchup tonight.
You've been on the sidelines many times, twice since 2020, both as an assistant and a head coach. Take me through a little bit about what it means to get these kids together for 1 week and for one final send-off.
You know what? You're working with the cream of the crop. You're working with the best of the best. You're working with guys that want to be here, guys that worked for their whole lives to be here. It's always, like as my players, it's always one of their goals to be playing in this game. And, we give out all the tickets to the kids when they're in the younger grades and one of the days, hopefully, to aspire to be here. So it's really nice as a coach to coach the kids that really, really want to be here and do this. This is their passion. And it's a special moment for them, especially because it's like the lasting memory of football a lot of these kids will have. Some of them will go on and play the game. Most of them won't. Most of them are going to go on and start college or start careers, and it's a really special time just to be in their lives for that glimmer of their last football career.
Well, let's jump back in our time machines a little bit, give you a bit of an origin story on this game. In October 1970, the community was stunned when a promising young football player named Ken Lantzy was severely injured in a high school football game and was paralyzed from the neck down. The Cambria Area Football Coaches Association wanted to help his family with the overwhelming medical bills, and the idea for a benefit football game was born. The first game in 1971 featured outstanding athletes from area high schools divided into North and South teams. That tradition continues today. The game proved to be a huge success, and since that first year, the event has continually improved and grown into an iconic summer event. Now, originally, the game was to help raise funds to cover Ken's medical expenses, but when the Lantzy family no longer needed the medical funds, the game proceeds were donated to the Spinal Cord Society for many years to support research into spinal injuries. In recent years, the focus has shifted to keeping the funds right here in our area by donating to local charities. And today, Ken Lantzy owns an insurance business and lives in Carrolltown with his wife, Monica, who is a real estate agent, and he still loves the game of football, making an appearance here every single year. Throughout the game, there will be scholarships awarded. The band will be out there. That's right. They've also pulled all-stars from the marching bands across District 6 and some cheerleaders as well. They'll be keeping the fanfare up and alive here tonight. Fans are still piling into Trojan Stadium here on what turned out to be a gorgeous Friday night. We were expecting some rain, possibly, maybe some cloud coverage. Got a little bit of that, but seems to be okay for now. So we'll expect to get this game started on time. Our coverage tonight on Renda Digital TV, co-presented by First Summit Bank. Reach your financial summit with First Summit Bank. From personal banking and home loans to business solutions, their local team is here to help. Move forward with a bank that's committed to your future. And by 5-star Mitsubishi in Altoona, it doesn't get any better than this. We still have a lot of time before kickoff here at Trojan Stadium. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a timeout, and we're going to talk to both coaches, starting with the North head coach, Jason Grassi, who is with Penn Cambria. This is the second straight year that Penn Cambria has had their head coach lead the North. Nick Felis did it last year, and now Jason Grassi is in his place. And on the South, we got Brandon Bailey. His interview coming up in a little bit. He is the head coach of Richland, but tonight he'll be donning the big S for the South. That's all on the way here in our Martin General Store pregame show. Stay tuned. Lots more to come as we count down to kickoff for the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic right here on Renda Digital TV.
Experience the difference at First Summit Bank. Open a First Perks checking account today. With First Perks Checking, you can choose the account that's right for you and start saving money on things you're already paying for. Perks include roadside assistance, available 24/7 to give you peace of mind while on the road. Phone broken or stolen? You're covered with repair or replacement with cell phone protection. First Summit Bank, connecting you to more than just your money.
The Laurel Highlands Construction Supplies and Rentals Company is pleased to sponsor this year's Ken Lantzy All-Star Football Game. The Laurel Highlands Construction Supplies and Rentals goal is to provide quality personalized service to contractors and homeowners. They specialize in safety glasses, hard hats, high visibility vest, gloves, earplugs, dust masks, fall arrest systems. For a full list of services, contact the Laurel Highlands Constructions and Rentals in Johnstown.
You've got a fever and the Mitsubishi Giant's got the cure. At 5-star Mitsubishi Altoona, everybody qualifies for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in discounts on your new Mitsubishi purchase. Plus, you get free, yeah, I said free, scheduled maintenance and the best warranty on the planet. Pick up your prescription today at the Mitsubishi Giant. Nobody stocks more, nobody sells for less.
Altoona doesn't get better than this.
Robindale and its affiliated companies are proud to be a sponsor of all student athletes in the area. For nearly 2 decades, Robindale has been cleaning up refuse coal piles that dot and scar the western Pennsylvania landscape. To reclimate and beautify these areas, Robindale believes deeply in safety, compliance, and community responsibility. If you would like to become a part of the Robindale team, you can contact them at 814-446-6700, extension 122, or see how Robindale can assist your business at robindale.com.
And we're back on the Martin General Stores pregame show with Jason Grassi, head coach of the Penn Cambria Panthers and of the North in tonight's Ken Lantzy All-Star Showdown. Our conversation with Coach Grassi brought to you by Gap Federal Credit Union. Coach, thanks so much for making some time with us as you gear up for tonight's game. How special is it for you to be coaching in the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic this year?
Oh, I mean, it's a huge honor. Something I wasn't expecting when I got picked, for Coach of the Year, and have this opportunity. I was overwhelmed by it, to be honest with you. But it's a great honor, and it goes back to the team and the team that we have and the players that we had to make this happen. So I tell them all the time, it's you guys that make us do what we do. So, we had a great season, a great group of guys, a great group of seniors that led us to where we are. And I'm here because of that. So I thank them a lot.
Now, this is the second year that Penn Cambria has their head coach manning the North, as Nick Felis had the honor to do so last year. Have you talked with him at all about how to approach coaching this game or his experience at all?
Yeah, I mean, Nick and I we're best friends. We grew up together, went to high school together, went to college together. So we're always in contact with everything, with what he's doing out in Neshaminy now and what we're doing at Penn Cambria still. So, we talked about this game and how important it is. And, they didn't have a great outcome last year when he was coaching that. So he's like, just give me some pointers and stuff that we can work on and what we should do. So, yeah, him and I are great friends and always in communication with one another.
Now, you get to coach 5 of your players in this year's Classic, which is always a really good number whenever you're in your position. What's that feeling like, getting to coach them in one final game?
Oh, it's amazing. It really is. And, we had 13 seniors, and I wish I could have, one more game with all 13 of those guys. But it is nice to get 5 in here. And practicing this week has been great. Our guys have been leaders. And, I just want to share this experience with them one last time. And, none of them are actually going on to college to play football with this group here. So, this will be their last hurrah and their last time putting the pads on. So it'll be special for them, and it's special for me to be part of that with them.
Now, you're already familiar with 5 of your players, but you got a whole other squad that you got to get accustomed to in such a short amount of time. What's that like, getting to know these guys here as they get to play their last game?
It's really unique, with our coaching staff, throughout the week, you build those bonds with those kids and, you hear their names, you see their names in the paper and you see them on the highlights. And, once you come together and start meeting the guys, I mean, just a great group of kids and it's been a blast working with them all week this week. And, I'm looking forward to the game and hopefully we can, put a great product out there and have a successful game.
Now, stepping away from the Ken Lantzy game for just a brief moment, kind of touching base on something we've already talked about. You and Coach Felis have done just a tremendous job of putting Penn Cambria back on the Western PA football map over the past couple of years. What has helped sort of catalyze the resurgence in your football program?
Well, I mean, I got to give Coach Vias a lot of credit. I mean, like he came in with a vision. He stuck with that vision, and the mountain mentality that is our slogan at Penn Cambria. There's nothing that holds us back. We find ways to get through things, the difficult situations, and our kids really believed in that, and they stuck with that, and we continued that mentality as we went through last season. So it's just that mindset. That's what we live by. Our kids believe in it, and they give everything they have for our program, and that's what we want from them, and hopefully that leads them into life, and they do the same things as after they graduate, and they live by that mentality. So that's kind of what we did, and like I said, I got to give Nick all the credit. That he started all that, and I just want to help continue that process on.
And I know, just speaking from experience, my parents are from the Crescent-Galitzin area. It's a small community, but man, do they really rally around your football program. They have for years. What's it like knowing that you have that community support year in, year out to help really boost the morale of that team and help lead them that far?
Oh, it is. I mean, just going through the last couple of years and making as far as we did in the playoffs, and like every single game coming home, we would have people lining the streets and waiting for us. Even it was 12 o'clock last year. We were coming back from Brockway, and everybody's lining the streets. The fire company's leading us into town, and you see all the people waiting for us and waving to our kids. Like it's a special place and a special community, and it's great to be part of that. And being a former alum, it makes it's even more special for me, because I mean this is where I grew up, and I really, really enjoy it and love being part of that.
Now, going back to tonight's game, Coach, obviously a special time for everybody. Parents seeing their sons play one final time before they head off to college or the workforce. Scholarships being handed out, and the game honoring one of District 6 most courageous people in Ken Lantzy. But on the field, there's still a game to be played, and you guys go up against the South tonight. Talk to me a little bit about what your approach is when you face the South here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's an all-star game, so they're going to have they're going to be loaded up with great players as well. So it's just going to be one of those things, like who's going to make the least amount of mistakes and who's going to make the biggest plays. It really is what it comes down to. And hopefully we're at the end of the game, we're the ones with at least one more point than they have, and we can be excited and celebrate after the game's over. I mean, they have a great squad, and we do too. So it should be a great game. I'm looking forward to it.
Now take me inside the locker room for our last question here. When you gather these seniors around one final time before they head off onto the gridiron, what's your message going to be to them?
It's going to be just, hey, let it out on the field. Let's go do this one more time together. Let's pull together. Let's fight together. Let's ride the roller coaster of the ups and downs throughout the game, and then let's get after it and finish it for 4 quarters tonight.
Coach, thanks so much for the time, not only with us, but the time you spent with these young stars over the week. It's going to be an exciting night. Good luck, and bring home a win for the North.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Our thanks to Penn Cambria coach Jason Grassi as he leads the North into battle tonight in the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. And a big thank you to Gap Federal Credit Union for sponsoring our conversation with him here tonight. Up next, we'll head to the other sideline and chat with Brandon Bailey, head coach of the Richland Rams in the South, in tonight's game. It's the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic right here on Renda Digital TV.
The Gap Federal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of high school athletics and congratulates both teams. Stop in at one of their 4 locations and inquire about becoming a member and qualifying for Gap Federal Credit Union member services, savings, and special loan offers. To inquire, go to their webpage or contact one of their 4 offices, Richland, Johnstown, Altoona, or New Stanton. The Gap Federal Credit Union is there for you.
Smith Coal and Oil in Northern Cambria and Indiana Fuel and Oil are proud to be a sponsor of the area's outstanding all-star football players. Rely on the Smith team and their sister location, Indiana Fuel and Oil, for all your commercial and residential diesel and gas needs. Smith Coal and Oil in Northern Cambria can also help you with bulk propane deliveries. A veteran-owned business with 2 great locations, available for all your fuel and heating needs. Good luck, players and coaches. From the area's go-to fuel provider, Smith Coal and Oil.
Put a wellness retreat in your backyard. Have Weaver's Pools and Spas deliver your new Dynasty Spa. Sit down and relaxation takes over. Stress melts away. A Dynasty Spa is good for your health, too. Enjoy better sleep. Your muscles and joints will thank you, too. Weaver's Pools and Spas has Dynasty Spas. They're made in America. Local service means better service. On Philadelphia Street and Facebook, your retreat is a phone call away. Weaver's Pools and Spas, 724-463-7946.
There's one service we simply can't do without, and that's dependable waste removal. No one does it better than Pro Disposal. For over 3 generations, Pro Disposal has been a family-owned business committed to customer satisfaction and dependable service. From residential pickup to commercial waste removal and construction roll-off services, Pro Disposal proudly serves customers across 3 states and 13 counties. When it comes to waste management, go green, save green, and go pro with Pro Disposal. Learn more at prodisposal.com.
You've got a fever and the Mitsubishi Giant's got the cure. At 5-star Mitsubishi Altoona, everybody qualifies for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in discounts on your new Mitsubishi purchase. Plus, you get free, yeah, I said free, scheduled maintenance and the best warranty on the planet. Pick up your prescription today at the Mitsubishi Giant. Nobody stocks more, nobody sells for less.
It doesn't get better than this.
And we're back on the Martin General Store's pregame show with Brandon Bailey, head coach of the Richland Rams. But tonight, he's going to be suiting up for the South. In tonight's showdown, our conversation with Coach Bailey brought to you by Young and Associates Engineers. Coach, thanks for making the time to talk with us here tonight. How special is it for you to be coaching in this year's Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic?
Yeah, Jake, it's real exciting for me. Someone that's kind of lived in this area most of his life, growing up, on the sidelines and being a ball boy for the Ken Lantzy game and being able to coach in it so many times as a head coach and as an assistant. It's really exciting. It's a great thing for our community.
It's been a while since you were at the helm here at the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. You got to flash it back 5 years ago in 2021 when you led the North alongside your assistant Tim Ripple and a few others. Now, since you've been around the horn before, as you mentioned, as a ball boy and coaching several times, how are you sort of leading the charge heading into this game 5 years later?
Yeah, I think you have to keep mindset that this is supposed to be a fun game. It's a reward for the for the 80 kids that have an opportunity to play. So I think our staff on the South is trying to do that, keep practices loose, but at the same time get our kids prepared because as we said in practice, winning is more fun than losing.
Now, you and Coach Ripple have become sort of a nice duo there at Richland with how long you've coached together. He's your assistant again tonight. So talk to me about the dynamic you two bring when you're on the field together.
Yeah, Coach Ripple played for me at Richland. He was a 2009 graduate, and he was part of the group of kids that kind of turned things around and got us back into a perennial playoff team. And then went away and played some college football, and then coached a couple different schools in the Whippeal, and finally ended up coming back to the area and ended up doing some different ththings here at Richland, and has coached with us for quite some time. Excellent football mind, and he's the athletic director at Richland. He does an awesome job there. I think most importantly, he just cares deeply about all our kids and wants to try to push all those kids to have great success. So he's done the same thing this week with our Lantzy team, and looking forward to a great game.
Talk to me about the growth of the program at Richland, because as you said, Coach Ripple has been there. Well, you coached him in 2009. Now he's back with you on part of the coaching staff, and since then there's been a big resurgence for you guys. What has sort of factored into that?
Yeah, I think it's part of his understanding of our program, his understanding of the Richland community. I think experience meant so much for him. He coached at several schools in the Whippeal, and including some 6A schools and some smaller schools, similar in size to Richland, like 2A and 3A schools. So I think he got that experience and then came back, and he's just passionate about doing a great job. And I remember talking to him, and we his first year back in town, I think we went 4-6, and he said that's never going to happen again. And we've been on a really great run over the past 8 years since that 4-6 team.
And tonight you have 4 of those players that were on your recent team competing for the final time in their high school careers. What's that like, just getting to be able to coach these guys one final time before they move on to their next chapter in life?
Yeah, that's one of the big benefits of coaching in the game is you get to coach your guys one last time. And, we have 4 of our players that were, two-way players for us, but we have them all on the defensive side of the ball. So they're going to be flying around on defense. And, we're excited for them to go out and wear that Richland helmet one last time.
You get to meet so many new faces in this process, not just, reconvening with some of your players, but you get to see so many others from District 6. What's it like kind of getting to know them on such a short amount of time?
Yeah, it's great to get to know these kids because for a lot of them, they're kids that you might not have seen or you just kind of read about in the paper, or saw out in the media or social media. But it's great to finally get to know them as people and kind of see what they're about and get that personality, because every team has a personality, and our South squad's forming that personality as well.
Now, going back to tonight's game, obviously an exhibition game, you don't think there's much strategy, at least from a fan's perspective. You don't think there's much strategy going into it. You just go out there, have fun. But from your point of view, what are some of the keys to beating the North here in tonight's game?
Yeah, I think explosive plays will be a big part of it. I think both teams have some really explosive players on the offensive side of the football. So, I think for us, limiting those things and for our guys on offense, getting our explosive players out in space and having them make plays.
Now, when I talked to Coach Grassi of the North earlier today, one of the things I asked him was something about that happened in the pregame, and that is when you gather your players around before you take the field, what's your message going to be to them?
I think my message is, for those guys, and it's going to be a lot of them that'll be their last time putting a football helmet on, is to go out and have fun and enjoy it, and it's something that we get to do because everyone doesn't get to keep on playing football. So just to have fun and go out there and play together.
Definitely a tremendous way to end the high school athletic year, the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. Coach, good luck tonight. Thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us, and can't wait to see what you guys do out there on the gridiron.
Thanks, Jake.
Our thanks to Richland coach Brandon Bailey as he leads the South into battle tonight in the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. And a big thank you to Young and Associates Engineers for sponsoring our conversation. Coming up next, Coach Sam Schutte and I will have the keys to the game for tonight's Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic right here on Renda Digital TV.
The engineering firm of Young & Associates is proud to sponsor high school athletics. With offices in Indiana, Katanning, and Johnstown, Young & Associates is a full-service engineering, surveying, and design firm for private, public, and municipal entities, covering Western Pennsylvania, delivering solutions in a timely and cost-competitive manner. To see how they can be of service to you, go online to wjyaengineers.com.
There are many reasons why you should be shopping at your local Martin General Convenience Store. Take advantage of summer specials with your Martin Gold Star Rewards card. Buy one 6-inch cold sub and get the second one $2 off. Mix and match cold wraps. Any burger or Italian sausage is $1 off. And with your Martin Gold Star Rewards card, get 3 cents off gas every day. Just a few good reasons why you should be shopping at your local Martin General Store.
Great food, ice-cold drinks, and all your favorite area sports are waiting for you at the Crow's Nest. Whether you're grabbing lunch, meeting friends for dinner, or catching the big game, the Crow's Nest is your neighborhood spot for great times and a laid-back atmosphere. Relax on the patio, enjoy seasonal special events, and make every visit one to remember. Visit the Crow's Nest at 510 Tire Hill Road, right next to Greenhouse Park. See what's happening now at crowsnest.rocks.
Hi, I'm Eric Brocious. Many of you know me as a high school teacher and a coach. What you didn't know, though, is I'm also a businessman, owner of EMB Computing. I'd like to invite you to our new state-of-the-art facility to see our line of computers, laptops, iPads, MacBooks, and accessories. If you're a business owner, we'll assist you with your networks, servers, workstations, printers, and even your business phone systems. We are located at 57 North 11th Street in Indiana, or you can find us on the web at embcomputing.com. We are your technology specialists.
Standing the test of time, Griffith Auto Sales in Home, PA. For 70 years, Griffith Auto Sales continues to provide customers with quality vehicles at exceptional prices. Family-owned and operated Griffith Auto Sales has been built on value, service, honesty, and fairness. Take a look online at griffithautosales.com, a sponsor of this year's Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. We're so proud of our own Josh Juju Troop, who is kicking for the South team. Griffith Auto Sales in Home, PA.
Pet owners know that Cambria Veterinary Care treats the medical needs of their small pets, but did you know that Cambria Veterinary Care treats large animals as well? Horses, cows, goats, sheep, and cattle. Cambria Veterinary Care now provides medical and surgical care for large domestic animals. For more information, call 814-288-8821. That's 814-288-8821. Or look for them online at CambriaVeterinaryCare.com.
And welcome back on the Martin's General Store's pregame show. Martin General Store. Stop at your local Martin General Store and sign up for your Gold Star Rewards card. Along with Coach Sam Sudi, I'm Jake Slobodnik, and we welcome you back inside the booth here tonight, gearing up for the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. As you can see on your screen, both teams getting introduced right now. Coach, let's go over a little bit about what we see here. We saw a couple South players dressed in street clothes along with their jerseys, so signifying they're out. Who were they?
Yeah, so that was one of the things I first noticed, which in this game it's not good. It's not a good sign for the South. They have both guys from Conemaugh Township, Lore and who's the other one? Bambino, DJ Bambino. So both of those guys are probably slot receiver type guys, and I know they weren't really solid in that area on the roster. So that's probably going to put a lot of pressure on Joseph McEnany from Richland to carry the load in the passing game. And also maybe force the quarterbacks to run a little bit more. So, yeah, definitely something we want to keep an eye on as the game starts.
As a coach, a former coach in this game, talk to me a little bit how you game plan. Do you try to focus on a spread playbook, or do you try to keep it through the air, on the ground? How do you just sort of approach with such a small window of time with these kids?
It is very tough, and the reason why is because of the rules of the game dictate how you have to do this. So you can only you have to run a 4-3 defense, which means only 7 guys in the box. It's man coverage, so that takes away a lot of the zone beaters that you normally run in the regular season. A lot of these teams don't play man coverage. So when they come to this game, you got to get corners that can really play and they're really athletic, or you need wide receivers that can really shake defenders off or beat press, which they're not used to doing. So you got to really rely on motion offensively, and you really, really got to make sure that you got guys that can cover and tackle in space.
Now, you were going over a couple of guys off the air that you noticed who are pretty high-profile players. One top rusher, I believe, for the South as well, right?
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm really excited to watch the South running back. I think that's going to be a game changer. And Jacoby Hartman, he's from Everett. He rushed for over 2,000 yards this season. I watched him play a little bit. He has great vision. He runs hard, and I really think he could be a game changer for the South, along with the dual threat and quarterbacks that they have. They have 2 really good dual threat quarterbacks in Cam Rising and Xander Richardson from Forest Hills and Marion Center. So I think they have what it takes to be very competitive and put a lot of points on the board.
You got 2 players here from your Northern Cambria squad, Parker Schutte, your nephew, and also
Reese Wagner.
Reese Wagner. Talk a little bit about what they bring to the table.
Parker's just that tough kid. He could play any position. He's going to play no matter what. Injured, he's smart. He picks things up really quick. I'm sure he knows this offense better than most kids out there. He's just that type of kid, and he's very tough and resilient, athletic as well. So if Coach Bailey's going to be doing a lot of pulling and things of that nature, I'm not sure what type of offense he's going to be running, but I know Parker is going to do really well on that offensive side of the ball. Reese is that guy that's going to also fit in. Since we have 2 wide receivers down, Reese was that guy that always got open. So he was more of a possession receiver than a big threat receiver. So that might play in tonight, where they use him and McEnany, like I said, as a 1-2 punch in a pass game. So interesting to see how that plays out again with those 2 receivers down. But I think they have guys that can get the job done for the South.
What about the North a little bit? Tell me about some of the players you're keeping your eye on.
Yeah, North is loaded. Like I said, I think they have a really solid roster. I tell you what, they're solid again in the passing game. Brady Jones from Penn Cambria, he passed for over 2,000 yards, rushed for almost 600 yards. Lance Jones from Myersdale, he passed for almost 1,600 yards and rushed for almost 400. So those 2 guys paired with Kissel and Gallucci, Kissel being from BG and Gallucci from McCourt, I think those type of guys are gadget players. They run the ball, they pass the ball, they catch the ball. So I'm really looking to see some sort of gadget plays from those two types of guys in this type of offense that they're going to run.
Gearing up for the national anthem here on our Martin General Stores pregame show. We'll take a timeout, come back with keys to the game here on an IRMC high school playoff night, the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic on Renda Digital TV.
So frustrating to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars repairing your vehicle only to take it back for the same problem? At Memorial Highway Chevrolet, we're different. Introducing the Memorial Highway Chevrolet Repair for Life. Regardless of where you purchase your vehicle, repair your vehicle at Memorial Highway Chevrolet, and any repair over $200 is guaranteed for life. No more repeat repairs, no more wasted money, just peace of mind for life. Memorial Highway Chevrolet. Service today, coverage for life.
What sets one insurance agency apart from another? Building relationships. Hutton Blues Insurance prides themselves on building strong, personal relationships with their clients. Hutton Blues is an independent agency offering you choices to get you the best coverage at the best rate. When you buy insurance, whether it's for your home, car, business, life, or retirement, you want an advocate working in your best interests, and that's the Hutton Blues Insurance Indiana County and Trent Insurance Cambria County.
You work hard for your money, so tax preparers should work hard for you to ensure you receive all the tax credits, deductions, and refunds you deserve. That's why you should contact the CPA firm of Stephen H. Hess. Whether you're a corporation, small business, family, or individual, the CPA firm of Stephen H. Hess is committed to getting all the credits, deductions, and money back that you deserve. The Stephen H. Hess CPA firm. 2 locations, Lexington Avenue, Altoona, and North 8th Street, Indiana.
The Rembrandt Club, a proud sponsor of Cambria Heights Athletics, wishes the Highlanders players the best of luck in tonight's All-Star Football Classic. The Rembrandt Club has a long tradition of supporting the Cambria Heights School District, student athletes, cheerleading, and band organizations. Caden, Dawson, and James, you have made our community proud with a tremendous season. Mark your calendars for the club's Customer Appreciation Day on September 19th. Live entertainment, great food, drink specials, and fun. Good luck, CH athletes, from everyone at the Rembrandt Club.
Getting you set for kickoff tonight from the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic on our Martin General Stores pregame show. Remember to stop at your local Martin General Stores. Sign up for your Gold Star Rewards card now. Alongside Coach Sam Schutte, I'm Jake Slobodnik, welcoming you back into the booth as we get ready for this. And normally in high school football, you go over keys to the game, but in an All-Star game, not quite sure how that would go. But thankfully, we have a guy who was on the sideline for many years, so maybe he could give us a little insight on that. Coach, what do you got?
Well, I tell you what, the big thing I'm really interested to see how this game plays out as far as preparation goes. They changed the format up a little bit this year where they don't stay, and I think a lot of team chemistry, you'd be surprised how quick in 3.5-4 days that you can build a team and those guys grow together, but they're living together. So you're doing all those little things together where you're like eating, hanging out, watching TV, talking ball, stuff like that, ordering out, in between those meals because these guys like to eat, and that's not happening now. So the format has changed where they had to drive and practice on their own, and they didn't stay. So I think a lot of this game comes down to preparation, and I know we have Brandon Bailey that has coached in this game several times, very successfully, I might add. So he's like, this is old hat for him, and installing all these sorts of things in the limited time where, Coach Grassi, he's a great guy too and a great coach, but, doing this the first time around, it could be overwhelming. So I'm interested to see how, and I didn't get a chance to talk to any of the guys, but I'm interested to see how the week went. I'm sure they had fun. I'm sure it was a great experience, but not staying, I think that camaraderie and that chemistry might not be there early. So we might see that early in the game.
One of the interesting things, and you have mentioned this before, is the different sets of rules that they have for this game compared to a normal high school football game. And obviously it's to protect the players, but to also maybe keep the pace of play up a little bit. When you look, and with your experience down on the sidelines, do these rules maybe favor the offense compared to the defense or vice versa? Because I know you said 3-4, you got to stay in the box or have 7 men in the box. Does this sort of favor any side?
I think it comes down to the Jimmies and Joes, basically. If you have guys that can cover and you have guys that can't get open, it's going to favor the defense. Whereas if you have guys that, really don't cover that well, and like I said, and at least in the Heritage Conference where I coach, we don't see a lot of man coverage. So this is foreign, so a receiver can really have an advantage in this type of setting. The other thing is, too, which I don't know if we've ever experienced, this is a lot of spread. We're going to see a lot of spread offense. So we're going to see a lot of inside zone and a lot of play action pass and stuff like that, quarterback run, where if you truly loaded the box and just kind of ran power football, you're stuck to a 4-3, so that kind of puts a defense at a disadvantage, and I haven't seen that yet. So there's a couple of ways of looking at that, and again, it comes down to what the coach, how he prepares and what his preference is. So, but knowing both of these guys, I think we're going to see a spread attack, and I think we're going to see a mix of run-pass.
Talking about the coaching staff, let's look at the North under the direction of head coach Jason Grassi. As we mentioned, he's from Penn Cambria, and he helped Nick Felis over those last couple of years help reestablish the Penn Cambria program. Coach Felis was here last year in the same position. Now you see Coach Grassi here. He's assisted by Marty Slonick of Portage, Greg Page of Homer Center. He's got two of his assistants, Brandon Nicodemus and Brent Davison, both from Penn Cambria, and then Chuck Kasich of Claysburg Kimmel. And I know since we're in the Heritage Conference, we know Coach Slonick and Coach Page really well. When they come into a game like this, what sort of things do they bring to the table?
Well, Coach Page just brings that experience in. He's been there, done that too. Been around a lot longer than I have, right? Don't tell him I said that. But just the game experience. Like I said, you have 3.5 days to prepare these guys. I know Chuck very well. He coached with me at Northern for a short stint. So these guys are veteran coaches that he has on his staff, and they're head coaches too. So they know how to they know how to install things. They know how to get things across the players. They've been doing it a long time, and they're going to be ready on both sides of the ball realistically. But again, I think going back to that dynamic without staying over, those types of things, we'll see how the preparation went throughout the week. And I think, again, we're going to see that right away as kickoff ensues, because the preparation will be prevalent.
On the south, you got Brandon Bailey leading the way along with Tim Ripple, Bob Landis of North Star, Frank Talion with Winber, Adam Rising from Marion Center, who you know very well, and then Devin Gates of Richland. Now, Coach Bailey's been in this position multiple times before. Is there any sort of advantage to having multiple stints as a head coach in the Lantzy All-Star Classic?
I definitely think there's an advantage. Like I said, it is really, really hard to plan with an installation on offense in a shorter period of time, given the fact that they probably didn't have a lot of maybe chalk talk, so to speak, because you get that after the practices, which they didn't have. But Bailey being around, and I know he probably has a system. He knows how much he can put in, how much he can't put in. I know when I coach in this game, I had in my mind what I wanted to put in, and I probably got about 40% of it in. So, you go in with a game plan, and not necessarily you're not going to get all that game plan in. Where we're having you have that experience, I think that definitely lends a hand in that. And also with the defensive rules, it's tough to teach a cornerback to play man coverage when they've never done it before in 3 days.
Meeting of the minds out there at midfield. Some scholarships being handed out before we kick off here tonight. We'll take another time out, and when we come back, we will get this festivity underway. It is the First Summit Bank Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. A big thank you to Martin General Stores for sponsoring our pregame show. Stop at your local Martin General Store and sign up for your Gold Star Rewards card. First quarter and kickoff on the way next as we count down to the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic right here on Renda Digital TV.
One service we simply can't do without, and that's dependable waste removal. No one does it better than Pro Disposal. For over 3 generations, Pro Disposal has been a family-owned business committed to customer satisfaction and dependable service. From residential pickup to commercial waste removal and construction roll-off services, Pro Disposal proudly serves customers across 3 states and 13 counties. When it comes to waste management, go green, save green, and go pro with Pro Disposal. Learn more at prodisposal.com.
Experience the difference at First Summit Bank. Open a First Perks checking account today. With First Perks Checking, you can choose the account that's right for you and start saving money on things you're already paying for. Perks include roadside assistance, available 24/7 to give you peace of mind while on the road. Phone broken or stolen? You're covered with repair or replacement with cell phone protection. First Summit Bank, connecting you to more than just your money.
Put a wellness retreat in your backyard. Have Weaver's Pools and Spas deliver your new Dynasty Spa. Sit down and relaxation takes over. Stress melts away. A Dynasty Spa is good for your health, too. Enjoy better sleep. Your muscles and joints will thank you, too. Weaver's Pools and Spas has Dynasty Spas. They're made in America. Local service means better service. On Philadelphia Street and Facebook, your retreat is a phone call away. Weaver's Pools and Spas. 724-463-7946.
The Rembrandt Club, a proud sponsor of Cambria Heights Athletics, wishes the Highlanders players the best of luck in tonight's All-Star Football Classic. The Rembrandt Club has a long tradition of supporting the Cambria Heights School District, student athletes, cheerleading, and band organizations. Caden, Dawson, and James, you have made our community proud with a tremendous season. Mark your calendars for the club's Customer Appreciation Day on September 19th. Live entertainment, great food, drink specials, and fun. Good luck, CH athletes, from everyone at the Rembrandt Club.
We're moments away from kickoff here at Trojan Stadium in Johnstown, Pennsylvania on this sunny Friday evening here on June 12th. And a great night for football as it is currently, well, I just swiped out of my weather screen, so that's not a good thing. So let me pull that back up as we gear up for kickoff here tonight. Not precipitation. There we go.
I have 74.
74. That sounds good to me. 74 degrees, partly cloudy, some sun draping over Trojan Stadium here tonight. And
it's hot, right?
Very hot. Weather and temperature tonight brought to you by Laurel Highlands Equipment, Quality Construction, and Rental Supplies. Well, as you can see on your screen, the south at the bench nearest us as we look from left to right across your screen. The north all the way across the field at the 50-yard line. Officials meeting at midfield, getting ready to go here tonight. Reach your financial summit with First Summit Bank. From personal banking and home loans to business solutions, their local team is here to help. Move forward with a bank that's committed to your future. Our coverage tonight co-presented by First Summit Bank and by 5-Star Mitsubishi of Altoona. It does not get any better than this. I want to thank all of our great sponsors for helping us get this stream on the air here tonight, and some of our personnel as well. Matt Lewis is behind Grand Station Central, pushing all the right buttons to get us on the air. Jerry Rossai keeping the numbers in order. Alex Donaldson on camera, and John Smathers will be roaming the sideline. At least I believe that's what he's doing. He's got another camera, so we'll see where he ends up. Alongside Coach Sam Schutte, I'm Jake Slobodnik, welcoming you back to Trojan Stadium. A fantastic night here for the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic, a yearly tradition since 1970, when Cambria Heights grad Ken Lantzy suffered a career-ending injury that paralyzed him from the neck down, and they celebrate him every year with this game that honors seniors from across District 6, both football players and band members as well as cheerleaders. They're on the sidelines. We always talk about football and the players down there getting ready for this with just such short notice, but how about the cheerleaders and band members too? They have just as much time, and I think their job is even harder because they got to memorize so much stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was part of the game they kind of cut out a few years ago. They just brought that back maybe within the last 5 years, so I think that adds to the game. I think, if you don't have the band or the cheerleaders, I got chills just walking in when I heard the band warming up and the cheerleaders going through their cheers. So absolutely, I think that completes the game as they were brought back into the All-Star.
Another facet I think is fascinating about all of this is that obviously this honors Ken Lantzy, a Cambria Heights alum. They play the Cambria Heights alma mater before the game as well, and I think that honors him very well and honors Cambria Heights. Ever since they've been adopted to the Heritage Conference a couple of years ago, although it feels like yesterday because of how quickly time flies, they've really adapted to the Heritage Conference and done such a great job. And you talk with Coach Jared Lewis a lot because you guys are always fighting for that top spot, and he's just a really good mind for football, isn't he?
Yeah. This is a little sore subject from you, Jake. I just don't really like to talk about Cambria Heights that much, let alone give them confidence. So, but I do, hats off to their program. Lewis does a great job. They're successful every single year, and it's hard to say anything bad about him or his program.
Another thing that, and I have a soft spot for special teams, and you got two Heritage Conference kickers here tonight. Cole Heckathorn for the North, he's from River Valley, and then Josh Troop from Marion Center as well. You think about high school football, kickers, they kind of get forgotten because not a lot of kids can really boot the ball like these two can, but man, they are just two special athletes.
You talk about game changers. I mean, it's a lot different when you're starting at the 20-yard line, or if they can pin you back inside the 20 versus starting at the 40 when you don't have much kicking game. Yeah, 100%. It's a huge. I think it's a huge momentum factor, and also field position wins football games. Right, it's one of those key factors we always look for.
Ready to go here tonight. The North will receive tonight's opening kick. South will be booting it away. So Josh Troop teeing the ball up, ready to go. The North will take the rock left to right across your screen. Glad that you could join us here tonight on Renda Digital TV, co-presented by First Summit Bank and 5-Star Mitsubishi. Tonight's opening kickoff sponsors, Smith Coal and Oil in Northern Cambria and Indiana Fuel and Oil in Indiana, are proud to sponsor high school athletics. 2 strong locations now available for all your fuel and heating needs. Smith Coal and Oil in Northern Cambria and Indiana Fuel and Oil. Smith would like to announce they are now making bulk propane deliveries. Need propane for your home or business? Call veteran-owned Smith Coal and Oil in Northern Cambria. Troop tees the ball up at the 40-yard line, and we are ready to go here tonight. Easton Slonick and Caden McChrystal back to return the opening kick. Troop Might have slipped as he got that one away, but Slonick will return it at about the 9-yard line, heading center field. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 30. Yeah, around the 28-yard line. And that's where the North will start off here tonight. Now, they don't do starting lineups for this game, so we'll try to get players announced as we see them.
Here. I'm curious to see what they went with. I could see some court guys going out on the line already. There's some big guys for sure.
As Coach mentioned, the defense will line up. You said 4-3, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to say 3-4, but I knew that wasn't right.
Unless they changed it in the last couple of years. It used to be a 4-3 box they had to run. And they could pull one linebacker come out right now. So,
see, we
they got 4-2 box. They pulled that one linebacker out. They got trips to the right.
Andrew Evans, the far receiver, and the first pass of the game by Brady Jones down the sideline, incomplete. Pass intended for Eric Court out of Conemaugh Valley.
And again, I think that's a straight go ball there. They're just trying to test that man coverage with the South defense, and they proved to be pretty well there.
So 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass.
Brady Jones threw for over 2,000 yards this year, so he's no stranger to throwing some deep balls for success.
Coach Grassi going with the man he trusts under center all throughout the season. He'll send a blocking tight end to the left.
Yeah.
Double
Looks like
wide
we're a little GT counter there. Got a guard and tackle pulling.
Run up the middle by the North, good for a couple of yards. And on the carry, looks like Noah Luco of Tussey Mountain.
Noah Luco is another kid from Tussey Mountain. He rushed for over 1,300 yards this year, so he's no stranger to carrying the ball. And they ran that triple option threat, so he's a bruiser. He's used to getting those tough yards, and he did pick up about 4 or 5 yards. Did a good job there.
3rd and 7. Clock running at 14-18, just opening up here tonight. As Jones lines up once again in shotgun set, fires off his back foot. Pass intended for Angelo Gallucci of Bishop McCourt falls incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 7. Tonight's first quarter of action brought to you by Go Pro Disposal Waste. Go green, save green, and go pro with Pro Disposal.
Again, 3 and out here, no surprise. These guys haven't been playing since late October, November time, so they got to knock the rust off a little bit. They'll get into it, and the game will pick up.
Somerset's Carter Dunmeyer will line up to receive the punt at about the 29-yard line. And I believe that's Brady Jones back to kick. Low snap, able to corral it, gets a kickoff, very high, end over end. It's going to take a nice bounce and go out of bounds at around the 32-yard line. So the South coming out for the first time this afternoon.
Let's see who they're...
36-yard punt by Jones.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go with Xander Richardson from Forest Hills starting at the quarterback. I see him out there, but he could play both positions. He could play slot as well since they're down in that position. Maybe he's there. I can't see if Cam Rising's out there or not. Maybe they're 2 guys. I see Reese Wagner's out there. The slot, along with Logan Lichenfels from United at wideout.
Richardson sets up with the sidecar to his left. That's Jacoby Harmon of Everett. Double wides to each side. Takes the first snap of this first offensive drive for the South. Drops back, senses pressure, rolls right.
He's just going to run. Yeah.
Yep, tuck it and run. Decent gain. He's going to get the first down. He needed 10. Got about that, maybe 11.
And like I said, he's a dual threat. He threw for over 1,100 yards, almost 1,200 yards, and he rushed for over 1,000 yards as well. So definitely a dual threat, and I think we're going to see that a lot tonight.
New set of downs for the South. They're going to give him the 43-yard line, so an 11-yard carry by Richardson. They look to the sideline, looking for their next call. For the North defense, we see Caden Hinson of Chestnut Ridge out there, as well as Easton Slonick of Portage. Richardson's got a man behind him. Extra blocker to the left. The handoff.
Jacoby.
Yep. Harmon will carry it. Minimal gain. Maybe about 1 if they give him that.
They just ran a little inside zone play there. That play will open up over time once you wear down the defensive line. But like I said, they got some big guys in there. They're going to hold their gaps the first part. But as the game goes on, you're going to see Jacoby find some openings and break some plays here for sure.
Reese Wagner checks off for the South. Receiver nearest us, Cole Perry of Somerset. And to his right, Bryson Durst of North Star. Richardson's got Harmon again to his left. This time takes a snap, rolls left, finds...
Oh, he tripped.
Oh, yeah, that pass intended for Tyson Grove of Everett, but Turf Monster got him, and now that'll set up third and... Now they're going to say 3rd and 10. They did not give him that.
Looks like the North's bringing in a different package here. Probably, obviously, expecting pass, so they're probably going to bring a couple more DBs in those linebacker spots.
See, Ligonier Valley's Jacob Pedalino out there, as well as Caden McChrystal.
Definitely wouldn't be surprised if we see another quarterback roll out, give him a run option.
Richardson sidecar right, double wides to each side, drops back on 3rd and 10, runs toward the middle, and a sack on the play. And that is the North's River Valley's Brody Hutter gets in there and brings down Richardson, make it 4th and long.
Yeah, they went max protect there. They only sent 2 guys out in routes, and those 2 guys couldn't get open. They were covered up pretty well, and I think we were looking for a quarterback run there. He just couldn't find the room to get out.
Loss of 4. South will be forced to punt here. 12:08 and counting to go here in the first quarter, brought to you by GoPro Disposal. And back to boot it away, Logan Lichtenfels of United Valley. And set to receive Jacob Pedalino of Ligonier Valley. Punt. This one's a really good kick. Slonick, wing to the right, makes the fair catch at about the 20-yard line. So back-to-back drives for both of these squads that really haven't panned out much. And I don't know if that's typical in this type of game, trying to just maybe get a feel for it.
It is, and I tell you what else you don't realize is the game speed. You're playing in an all-star game, so, going from a regular season game that you're used to playing basically at the collegiate level for the most part, the game speed is so much faster, and it takes a while for these guys to adjust. The other thing is they're not all playing every single down like they're used to in the regular season. They got to sub out because it's an all-star game, and you got 40 guys on the roster.
North back to work after an unsuccessful first offensive drive. And a flag on the play. Illegal formation on the North. Now that's interesting because obviously you don't have much time to really get into an offensive groove with a preparation week. So when you see illegal formation, I don't know if it's just miscommunication on players or how that is.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like I said, it's a new system. You're going to have that. I think you have that when you play, the first week of the regular season. Even with the scrimmage game. So you're going to have some of those miscues, and I think the refs usually do a good job at delegating the penalties.
1st and 15, pass caught in the middle of the field by Angelo Gallucci.
Yeah,
near the sticks. Let's see if they give it to him, and they will. 1st down, 15-yard pass completion.
I think that's where the North's going to make their money, in that middle area with Gallucci and Kessel. I think that's where they're going to probably be looking to pass a lot.
New set of downs as we're under 11:30 to play here in the first quarter, brought to you by GoPro Disposal. Coverage tonight on Renda Digital TV, co-presented by 5-Star Mitsubishi of Altoona and First Summit Bank. Play clock down to 9.
Yeah, they're going to have to run here. They just subbed some guy in here, so they're going to have to call timeout. They're going to have to waste it.
Yep, timeout called by the North. 11:04 to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10 when we return in a scoreless game here at the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic right here on Renda Digital TV.
You've got a fever and the Mitsubishi Giants got the cure. At 5-Star Mitsubishi Altoona, everybody qualifies for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in discounts on your new Mitsubishi purchase. Plus, you get free, yeah, I said free, scheduled maintenance and the best warranty on the planet. Pick up your prescription today at the Mitsubishi Giant. Nobody stocks more, nobody sells for less.
It doesn't get better than this.
Back with you at Trojan Stadium in Johnstown. 0-0 our score in the First Summit Bank Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. North forced to burn a timeout early on here as some miscommunication affecting them. They suffered an illegal formation penalty just a few plays ago and now calling a timeout as the play clock was winding down and they were making a late substitution. So now with 1st and 10 at 11:04,
new quarterback in, too, this time.
Looks like Lance Jones of Myersdale. The run to the left. Noah Luco, minimal gain.
And that's another thing, too. You know, you have a Penn Cambria coach probably running a lot of their offense. You get a Myersdale quarterback in there, probably not used to the terminology, might have communicated that a little bit incorrectly as well.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 coming up. Or they're going to give them 2, 2nd and 8.
And that's the thing for these guys, you know, they're used to playing every single snap. And, you know, when they get in this game, they're going series or 1 series, 2 series. It's hard to really get in and dig into the game. But they'll adjust.
Sidecar to the left of Jones. Once again, the handoff to Luco.
Zone. Yep, got the outside there.
And he's going to rush it forward. Decent gain. Shy of the sticks.
Thought he got more than that. They ran an outside zone play, and it was there. I think he delayed just a little bit too long, which resulted he got caught on the edge there.
Market of about 4 yards, so 3rd and 4 coming up for the North.
Bringing in definitely some more receivers here, different packages. They're switching out personnel.
Eric Corhut will have a seat. Well, once again, Jones.
Yeah, they're going with the tight end heavy set here.
Rolling with the sidecar to a right. Wideouts to each side. Handoff once again to Luco. He's going to get up the middle for a first down, maybe.
Pretty close. See where they spot it.
It might be just a yard or 2 short. They're going to mark him a yard shy. Let's see what the North does here on 4th and 1.
This is one of these areas you question. You know, you give up field position or do you go for it? If you have faith in your line, you go for it. One of those things. I don't know if they're conditioned enough to go with a hard count here or not. I guess we'll see what they decide. They're definitely going to go for it here.
7 seconds on the play clock, so they got to hustle to the line at 8:58. Jones the sidecar right, handoff to him. That's Ben Clark of Northern Bedford. Nope.
Didn't get it. I think they were rushing. They weren't quite set, and that's one of those decisions where I like to play more conservative and punt the ball and let field position take care of it. Especially at that point, they were on their own 35 there at that point.
So that'll set up shop 1st and 10 for the South on the North 36-yard line, excuse me. 8:47 to go here in the first quarter, brought to you by Pro Disposal.
See who South, if they're bringing out a new quarterback or if they go, yep, Cam Rising's coming out right now. Jacoby Hartman still staying in at running back.
Cam Rising, one of the most feared players for years in the Heritage Conference, coming from Marion Center. Son of Adam Rising, assistant coach for the South.
He could definitely find open people.
Moving up front on the
window.
North.
Yeah, they went with hard count right off the bat.
That'll be a free 5 yards for the South. North just not in sync to start things off. And again, we've talked about the struggle it is to get all these players on the same page in such a short amount of time. 1st and 5 now after the penalty. Rising drops back, looking to pass, fires it toward the center of the field, and it is picked off.
Who was that, number 50?
Nathan Dylan a fumble. And the South says they have it. Got another look at that here.
Is it?
Dylan Depp on the interception, and then, he lost it on his way down. And it looked like the North may have fell on top of it.
Is that going to the North?
Looks like it.
Dylan Depp was a very good defensive back or defensive linebacker in his career at Penns Manor. I know he was second in the state 2 years in a row, recording over 170 tackles each year.
Now the North go back to work. 1st and 10 following the interception and fumble recovery.
Brady Jones back in. That's number 4.
Noah Luco, yes. And he makes a great run on this first attempt, about 9 yards.
Like I said, Luco's no stranger running in between the tackles at Tussey Mountain. I know they run some ground-and-pound power football, and he's getting those tough yards, which is going to open a lot of things up, I think.
Markham 2 yards shy, so 2nd and 2 after the 8-yard carry.
I think the North's relying on the strength of their line.
And sometimes in this type of game, that's all you need is a little momentum shift, and that's exactly what they got. Sidecars to each side. And
not much there.
Yeah, Kissel moves forward, but just enough for the first down. Needed 2. And he got just that. 7:38 to go here in this first quarter. No score between the South and the North.
They went in a 2-back set there. They looked like they were setting up option. So they might come back to that.
Cade Emmerich of Chestnut Ridge checks onto the field. He'll be the far side receiver. Nearest us, number 15, Eric Corhut of Conemaugh Valley. And again, double sidecars for Kissel.
Motion him out. Yep.
Takes a snap. Handoff.
Inside zone again.
Ben Clark on the carry. Not much on it. Maybe 1. Bring up 2nd and 9.
Definitely think they had a quarterback had a run-pass option there. He could have threw it to that guy, the running back, Luco, that went in motion, but he chose to hand it off. Bringing a new personnel set now.
Brady Jones back on, as well as number 23, Aiden Himmer of Penn Cambria. This Penn Cambria team, a District 6 title, and made a great state playoff run back in football season. So Jones at quarterback, takes a snap, rolling left, throwing, off balance, and overshot his receiver. Some contact beforehand, but not a catchable pass, so that'll go as an incompletion. 3rd and 9 coming up.
I'm surprised they didn't call a cut block down there. It looked like it was definitely outside the tackle box when their tackle just went down and chopped the end of the South, but they didn't call it. So like I said, I think the officials are a little bit lenient starting. They understand it's an all-star game, and these kids haven't played for a few months.
So 3rd and 9 coming up for the North. Already 1 first down this drive. Jones remains at quarterback. Sidecar to his left is Ben Clark. Motion man is Kissel. He drops back to pass. Sensing pressure. Trying to dance around it. Escapes 1 tackle, but is finally brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th and long.
That's tough on the quarterback. They just ran straight vertical routes there, and like I said, the South was just waiting to pick those routes up, and there was really not much open there for him. So he had to pass. He had to tuck it and try to run and get something there.
Looked like Joseph McEnany of Richland on the stop.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be an actual wide receiver, but they have him on the defensive side. I know sometimes they can switch their guys. I thought he was initially listed at a wideout. Now he's playing on the defensive side of the ball.
Cole Mash of Winber back to return this kick. Setting up shop at around the 20-yard line, and Jones will stay out there to kick this one away. Bring up 4th and 13, so a loss of 4 on that. Good snap, and Jones' kick on its way. Another booming kick from him.
Punt.
That's going to take a north hop and keep on rolling. Look at that one go. It is going to be stopped at around the 5-yard line.
That is the worst feeling as an offensive coordinator.
And that's just bad luck. 54-yard punt by Jones.
That had a really good roll, and it put the South in a very bad situation. It's like, what do you call here?
Yeah.
You know, it's
just trying to make up yardage now if you're the South.
You either come predictable and hand the ball off, probably to Jacoby to try to get what you can to get yourself out of a hole, or do you try to hit a quick slant and catch him off guard? I don't know. We'll see.
First quarter of the night brought to you by GoPro Disposal Waste. Go green, save green, and go pro with Pro Disposal. Here comes the South once again.
Hartman's still out there at running back. Trying to see who's in at the quarterback. It looks like Richardson's out at slot now, at wide out.
If I read that correctly,
it looks like Rising's at quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I said, Richardson before the game. He could do it all. And they're going after him right here.
He's going to throw it deep. Looking for a man.
Oh, nice
hold in near the 40-yard line. And on the reception, Victor Bartlebaugh, purchase line. Correction, Xander Richardson of Forest Hills. What a pass. Well, you mentioned you're going to catch them off guard going deep. That's exactly what they did. It's like they heard you, Coach.
They must have. I don't know. It's one of those things, you know. You're either going to do one of two things, and I think the North was planning for a power run, and South had other plans.
Here we go again with a handoff this time.
Not much there.
Yeah, not going anywhere.
We got Somerset's quarterback in there, Colt Hagens now.
Much easier to read the numbers when they're closer to us.
Right here, yeah. Back there, I couldn't see if that was a 2 or a 1, but it's definitely a 1 now. So they got their third quarterback in their third series of offense. Started out really good with that nice fade ball over here to with Xander.
So Hagens once again, sidecar to his left, double wides to each side. And some movement by the North, and it looked like Jackson Taylor of Homer Center jumped a little too early.
Again, that's one of those things where, you know, preparation and discipline, those are the things that you get as the season goes on, as the game goes on. But, you know, just having 3.5 days of practice, it's just tough. It's one of those things where you're going to expect it.
Hagens gets his play, and joining him in the backfield, Tyson Grove of Everett.
Passing situation here, I think.
2nd and 5 at 4:22, dropping back to pass. Fires it deep, looking for Richardson, and incomplete. Actually, Jacoby Harmon. That's the hard part about this game, is trying to get everybody's numbers down, especially with all the substitutions that are going on.
And the plays, too. Like I said, these are like you got man coverage, and they're just basically running some pretty simplistic routes and just getting athletes on athletes. But you're going to have somewhat of a coverage because it's man, so you have to have almost perfect balls there when you're going on those deep routes like that. So I'm surprised with second medium there, they didn't try some intermediate crossing routes or something like that instead of the deep ball.
3rd and 5 at the 4:17 mark here in the first quarter of play. No score as we tread deeper toward quarter number 2. Hagens. Man behind him, the handoff goes to Harmon. Takes it to the left, sheds 2 tacklers, moves forward, and might have got the first down. He did.
That was a nice run by him. He bounced that to the outside. That was just his nice zone play. Saw daylight to the outside, bounced to the outside, got the edge, and was able to pick up the first down. Good run by Jacoby.
13, maybe 14-yard run for him. Sets up a new set of downs. First time today that I believe any team has treaded into opponent territory.
Well, I think the South had it when they went for it on 4th down and didn't get it, but they didn't do too much with it.
I forgot about that.
I think they got some momentum here. They found some things that were working. They're doing a good run, a good mix of pass run here offensively.
Hagen's got a man behind him. Takes a snap. Fakes the handoff. Rolling right. One man after him. Yep, 13, and he completes it. Tyson Grove of Everett. Close to the chains. And it looks like they're going to give him that first down. Both sidelines moving down, but haven't moved the sticks yet. Looks like it's going to be 1 yard shy.
Those are the things. When you get that run game going, I mean, I think the offense can dictate. Now they're going to go a little tempo here to get that defense to suck and wind a little bit. So, I like what Coach Bailey's doing here.
2nd and 1 at the 3-minute mark. South making good progress after starting at their own 5-yard line. Hagens. Handoff goes to Harmon. Takes it up the middle.
Like they spotted him there for a first down.
Needed one, got that. It'll move the chains.
That's the other thing. I don't know if these guys are used to this heat and playing with the pads on. You know, like I said, only a couple of days to get acclimated. High school football, you have 5 days to acclimate to the heat. So I definitely think we're seeing this as we see long drives. You're going to see, guys looking for water breaks or a timeout.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. South looking to put the first points up on the board here in this Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. Hagens takes a snap, looking right, has a man, and it is caught in traffic. And on the reception, Logan Lichtenfels of United Valley.
Yeah, Logan was a running back for United, and he's definitely an athletic kid, runs track. He's exceptionally fast, and showed his hands right there. That was a great timing route on the comeback to the sideline.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3 coming up.
Again, that's a good man beater route right there, a comeback, because it's hard because you can't give up deep, and then they just break that route off, and it's a good route against man coverage.
Double wides to each side. Sidecar to the left is Harmon. He takes the handoff, moves forward for a gain of a first down and a little bit more.
Yep.
Needed about 3, got, I would say, about 5.
And then you got Xander Richardson back out there at the wide receiver spot, which, again, we talked about them having a deficit in that spot. So maybe this is the route they're going to go. Use him as more of a wide receiver and use the other 2 guys as quarterbacks.
Higgins again with Harmon to his right. Handoff. Goes up the middle for a decent gain. Not enough for a first, but about halfway there.
Really good drive here by the South. They're taking time off the clock, and I think they're wearing down the North defense. You could see guys with their hands on their hips down there, those big linemen. When they get tired, the run game becomes a little bit easier to call those plays.
55 seconds to go here in this first quarter, brought to you by GoPro Disposal Waste. 2nd and 5, Higgins.
There's a little
screen pass out to the left.
There. Missed it, broke a tackle there again.
Looks like that was Richardson on the reception. Gets enough for the first down. Needed about 5, got 6.
And that's one of those plays, too, where those linebackers now have to run 25 yards out there to make those plays. Even if they don't make the tackle, you're making the defense work here. So I really like what Coach Bailey's doing if he's the one calling the plays down there, which I'm sure he is. I think I see him signaling things in. And they're also going tempo.
They're in the Hutton Blues Trent Insurance red zone. 1st and 10 at the 11, and stopped in the backfield is Higgins, and on the sack, Connor Ward of Westmont Hilltop.
Yeah, we missed a block. They missed a block there, and again, it's tough when you get inside that red zone because you're limited to what you can do, and they're gonna win. The defense is gonna win sometimes.
Caleb Myers actually the one on that sack. 1 number behind. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Thank you, GoPro Disposal Waste, for sponsoring our first quarter. At the end of 1, 0-0 our score from the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic right here on Renda Digital TV.
Ready to take your project to the championship level? Cambria Ready Mix Concrete is here for you. Serving the Route 22 and 219 corridors in Cambria County, they understand the importance of teamwork and rock-solid values, just like your favorite sports teams. A proud supporter of high school athletics, they are dedicated to building stronger communities. Whether you're planning on a new home, driveway, or backyard sport court this year, get your concrete from the county seat. Call 1-866-BUY-CRMC. 1-866-BUY-CRMC.
Robindale and its affiliated companies are proud to be a sponsor of all student athletes in the area. For nearly 2 decades, Robindale has been cleaning up refuse coal piles that dot and scar the western Pennsylvania landscape. To reclimate and beautify these areas, Robindale believes deeply in safety, compliance, and community responsibility. If you would like to become a part of the Robindale team, you can contact them at 814-446-6700, extension 122, or see how Robindale can assist your business at robindale.com.
Ready to make the jump to the second quarter of tonight's Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic, brought to you by Cambria Ready Mix Concrete. Ready to take your project to the championship level? Cambria Ready Mix Concrete is here for you, serving the Route 22 and 219 corridors in Cambria County, a proud sponsor of high school athletics dedicated to building stronger communities. Whether you're working on a new home, driveway, or backyard sport court, get your concrete from the county seat. 1-866-BUY-CRMC. No score after we played 1. Alongside Sam Schutte, Jake Slobodnik back with you in our broadcast booth here tonight. The South, though, treading oh so close to putting the first points on the board for tonight's game. And, Coach, you mentioned their tempo has been exquisite.
Yeah, I feel like momentum's big in these drives, and the South might have just lost it there with the change of the quarter, but we'll see.
Hagen's back out there, or is that a new arm? Let's see.
Looks like 15.
Yeah, I think it's, Hagen's. Double wides to each side, sidecar right, fakes the handoff. Throwing toward the end zone, and it is hauled in for the touchdown. Xander Richardson of Forest Hills there to bring it in for the 14-yard score.
I think Richardson started this drive with a big play, and he ended it.
Got another look at that one. Oh, all wide open to himself. So much real estate in that end zone. Secondary hard to catch up to him. So there we go. First points on the board here tonight, and out to attempt the extra point, Josh Troop from Marion Center. Snap, hold, kick on its way. It is up, and it is good. Breaking into the second quarter, brought to you by Cambria Ready Mix Concrete. 14:55 to go in the first half. 7-0 the South on Renda Digital TV.
Are you ready to take your project to the championship level? Cambria Ready Mix Concrete is here for you. Serving the Route 22 and 219 corridors in Cambria County, they understand the importance of teamwork and rock-solid values, just like your favorite sports teams. A proud supporter of high school athletics, they are dedicated to building stronger communities. Whether you're planning on a new home, driveway, or backyard sport court this year, get your concrete from the county seat. Call 1-866-BUY-CRMC. 1-866-BUY-CRMC.
Put a wellness retreat in your backyard. Have Weaver's Pools and Spas deliver your new Dynasty Spa. Sit down and relaxation takes over. Stress melts away. A Dynasty Spa is good for your health, too. Enjoy better sleep. Your muscles and joints will thank you, too. Weaver's Pools and Spas has Dynasty Spas. They're made in America. Local service means better service. On Philadelphia Street and Facebook, your retreat is a phone call away. Weaver's Pools and Spas. 724-463-7946.
Great start to the second quarter for the South. They lead at 7-0 thanks to a 14-yard touchdown pass by Somerset's Colt Hagens to Forest Hill's Xander Richardson. Josh Troop with the extra point. He's got the tee up and ready to go. Scoring drives tonight are brought to you by Memorial Highway Chevrolet. 3 locations, Windber, Somerset, and West Mifflin. 12 plays, 95 yards, shoot up 5 minutes, 46 seconds, 5 first downs. They went one-on-one on third downs. And it capped off with that 14-yard passing touchdown. That drive started at their own 5. That's hard to believe. They were able to go 90 or 85 yards to the score. Kickoff low squib kick returned by one of the back men. Picked up at around the 14-yard line and wrestled down at around the 25. And looks like McChrystal on that.
I think the North is going to have to establish something here, whether it's run or pass or a mix of both, but they need to get on track here offensively to get back into this game and get momentum on their side.
Coverage tonight on Renda Digital TV, co-presented by 5-Star Mitsubishi of Altoona. It doesn't get any better than this. And by First Summit Bank. Reach your financial summit with First Summit Bank. From personal banking and home loans to business solutions, their local team is here to help. Move forward with a bank that's committed to your future. Fresh set of downs for the North, trying to get back after surrendering a touchdown in the first play of this current drive. Handed off to Ben Clark in Northern Bedford. Taking it to the near sideline. Pushed out of bounds at around the 45. So about a 19-yard rush. That's a nice explosive play for the North here as they get going offensively once again.
Yeah, Lance Jones did a good job of selling that. He really held on to that ball and rode that ball right as long as he could and gave it to the running back, and he definitely went the other way. So I think that held the linebackers a little bit, which allowed that big run by Ben Clark.
1st and 10 at the 45. North still in their own territory. Ball placed at the left hash. Once again, Lance Jones. The handoff this time to Noah Luco. Runs it up the middle. Stopped after a short gain of about 3 yards. And it'll bring up 2nd and 7.
That one looked like a little bit of busted play to me because they run right at an unblocked defensive end. And usually the quarterback reads that guy. So either the running back went the wrong way or the play was called incorrectly.
Breaking the huddle. North go back to work with Jones commanding the offense. Double wides to the right. One on the left. Blocking tight end to the right as well. Jones, handoff. Running back with Ben Clark. Takes it to the left side, and he's going to get stuffed behind the line. Not sure if he made it back. And he took a tumble over the near side bench. Seems to be okay. And he's met by Windber's Nathan Betcher, making sure he's okay.
North definitely trying to establish the run game here. Three inside zone plays in a row, and the last 2 not so good. The first one was definitely a big run for them, so going to work off of that, I think, a little bit.
Loss of about 1 will bring up 3rd and 8. Ball still resting at the left hash mark at the 48-yard line. 13:06 to go here in the second quarter of play. Jones mishandles the snap, able to corral it. Rolling right, fires off his back foot, looking downfield, and it is complete.
No, that was completed. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong. That was a big catch by is that Gallucci? Yep.
Angelo Gallucci of Bishop McCourt able to fend off 2 defenders and haul that one in for a very big first down. That sets him up. Inside the Hutton Blues Trent Insurance red zone. That last touchdown by the South brought to you by Weaver's Spas and Pools. From custom pools and spas to maintenance and supplies, Weaver's has everything you need for backyard relaxation. 1st and 10 inside the Hutton Blues Trent Insurance red zone from the 17. Screen pass to the left, looking for number 22 Grant Guides of Penn Cambria, and he's stopped behind the line for a short loss.
That tunnel screen's tough to run on man because you're looking to get that block on that DN from your tackle or your guard, and when they're playing man, they're right on his hip, so it's tough to get that off. I think they need to go back to Gallucci. There's definitely a size advantage with him, and as they take him out, there was a size advantage with him and the DB who's man coverage.
2nd and 12 after the loss of 2. First quarter stats, 9 of 15 passing or rushing. 9, am I reading that right? Yeah, 9 rushes for 15 yards, 8 for 25 for the South. Our stats tonight brought to you by Smith Coal and Oil of Northern Cambria. And a whistle on the play. A flag comes out.
I don't know if it was delay a game. I saw 0 down there, but I'm not really sure.
Legal substitution. Second and 17 after the illegal formation penalty. Sets the North back a few more yards. $11:20 to go here in the second quarter. Brought to you by Cambria Ready Mix Concrete. Jones double sidecar to him. Handoff goes to Luco. He takes it to the right side. Fends off one tackler off a great block. Moves forward. Closes in on the original line of scrimmage. Not sure if he got there, but if anything, he's about a yard shy of it. So mark it up about a 6-yard gain.
That's a nice tough run by Luco. I think they are starting to get back to establishing a run game, which, again, sets up the pass and play action and things of that nature.
We're going to say it was only a 5-yard carry, so 3rd and 12 at the 10:44 mark. Jones sidecar to his left. Wide out to each side. Drops back to pass. Finding a man. Hit as he throws. Throws to the end zone, and it is incomplete.
That's number 15.
That was intended for Eric Core out of Conemaugh Valley. And now the North has a big decision. They could bring in Cole Heckathorn, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. Heckathorn out from River Valley to try to attempt this field goal.
What's his range? You're a River Valley guy. Can he make this?
I haven't been here for a year. I know he was building on it.
50-yarder. This would be a nice highlight to the game if he can make this.
Heckathorn lines up. Ball's placed on the 19. Snap. Hold.
Ooh,
oh, no.
Snap.
Yep. Muff snap. Slonic with it.
Yeah, he's
throws to his left. And he finds a man at Jacob Kissel. Takes it forward. Trying to get that extra yardage, but well short of the sticks. Turnover on downs for the North. We'll take a timeout. 10:18 to go here in this first half. 7-0 the South on Renda Digital TV.
You're an adrenaline junkie. Get your fix at the Power Sports Giant. Yamaha, Polaris, KTM, Gas, Suzuki, Husqvarna, Honda, Kawasaki, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, CF Moto, Mahindra, Roxor, BLP Motors, and KO. Parts, accessories, factory-trained technicians, plus the best buying and ownership experience you'll ever have. Massive inventory and massive volume means super low prices. 5-star Power Sports, Clearfield, Duncansville, and Bedford County.
You were born ready for this.
Back with you at Trojan Stadium here in Johnstown. 10:18 to go here in the first half. Our second quarter brought to you by Cambria Ready Mix Concrete. It's the South leading the North 7-0. They take over after the turnover on downs. And it'll be Cam Rising and Marion Center under center this time. Handoff goes to the left. It's a great gain. And I believe that's Jacoby Harmon on the carry. It is. And he's going to get past the first down marker.
That was a good formational adjustment out of this man coverage. They went double stack to pull those extra defenders out of the box, which opened up a lot of running lanes for Jacoby. Again, with man coverage, you have to honor those guys when they go out there. So Coach Bailey's taking advantage of those rules a little bit and definitely widening out those receivers.
Rising the hit off of Harmon again. This time he takes it to the near side. Still on his feet. Finally shoved out of bounds. Easton Slonick, the last one to make contact with him. And it looks like he reached the first down marker. Boy, Harmon's doing a really good job here on this offensive drive.
And what I've seen of him, this is what he does. He's not like a big hitter. He's consistent. Every time he runs the ball, he's going to run hard. He's going to run consistent and get yards, which he's been doing these last 2 drives.
Clock rolling, 9:15 here in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the South following the big run by Harmon. Back-to-back big yardage runs for him. Rising. Harmon sidecar to his right. A bunch to the near side. Lone wide out to the left. Rising takes it, fires it deep down the field. He's got a man, and he almost made the completion. It was in and out of the hands of Cade Emmerich of Chestnut Ridge.
No, sorry, it's this one.
Oh, Cole Perry of Somerset, excuse me.
Beautiful pass by Cam. Hit him right in the hands. Just couldn't haul it in.
Maybe a yard or half a yard too far in front of him. Tough one to catch, but sets up 2nd and 10 at the 8:49 mark.
That was one of those issues where they had that press coverage, and they were able to bust off that press and just get a little bit of an edge on the offensive side as a defensive back stumbled.
Xander Richardson now takes over as a sidecar to Rising's left on 2nd and 10. Man in motion, fakes the handoff to him. Richardson gets it, but is gobbled up immediately at the line. Maybe a loss of 1. Northern Cambria was Reese Wagner, the motion man on that play.
Those plays are tough, those counter plays like that when you're playing such a good defensive line, because you can't hold your block that long against a tough, big defensive line like they have.
So 3rd and 11 coming up for the South. Their last drive resulted in a 14-yard touchdown pass from Colt Hagens to Xander Richardson. Rising, back to pass, throws left and just beyond the reach of Xander Richardson. That'll fall to the turf, and it'll bring up 4th and 11. South will be forced to punt. Slonick and Pedalino back to return at around the 25-yard line for the North. Well, Slonick will take a couple more steps back. Now they find their home at the 25. And to boot this one away for the South, Logan Lichtenfels of United Valley gets that one off. Nice punt. Pedalino will return at around the 24-yard line. Runs into some traffic near the 30, and he's brought down at around the 31-yard line. So that is where the North will take up shop, trying to even the scoring. 7:51 to go here in quarter number 2, brought to you by Cambria Ready Mix Concrete. They're proud to sponsor the second quarter this evening, and a proud supporter of high school athletics, dedicated to building stronger communities. Whether you're working on a new home, driveway, or backyard sport court, get your concrete from the county seat. Call 1-866-BUY-CRMC.
North established that run game last series, which we could open up a little bit more play action, see what they do here with their guy, Brady Jones, back in at quarterback.
Jones sidecar right. That's Ben Clark out of Northern Bedford. Man in motion. The pitch to him is Jacob Kissel from Bishop Guilfoyle. Takes it to the far sideline. Gets to the sticks, and he's brought down just after that at around the 42, maybe the 43-yard line.
That's a kid I think they have to get more involved. Jay Kissel had a big career, and I think he has some work to do tonight along with Anthony Gallucci and company. So we'll see if he's going to be more part of this offensive scheme.
New set of downs, 1st and 10. Nose of the football resting at the far side hash of the 43. North still in their own territory. Main wideout for the North here on the near side guides of Penn Cambria. Snap. Jones goes back to pass, fires toward the center, and it is almost intercepted by the South. And Lucas Rummel of Winburn had his hands around that and dropped it at the last second.
The margin for error is tough when you have man coverage, and again, I keep saying it, but the margin for error is very tough because you have smaller windows. Because even if you got the guy beat, he's not beat by much usually in this All-Star game.
2nd and 10 now. Clock stopped at 6:59. Ball still on the 43. Jones sidecar left is Clark. Trips to the left. Handoff. Goes to Clark. Gets up the middle for a couple of yards. That'll bring up 3rd and about 8, maybe 7.
Number 15, Eric Corhut, is that how he said it?
Corhut, yep.
Back in the game. Conomavelli. We played against him. He was very good. He was a very tough ball player.
Here we go, 3rd and 8. Jones has Clark attached to his left hip. He drops back to pass. Looking to the left and just out of the reach of Jacob Kissel. And we'll bring up 4th and 8.
Yeah, that was a nice play call. They ran a nice crossing route there. They had 2 guys open, but I think he just missed a window on that throw there. Again, chemistry is tough. You expect receivers to break at certain times and anticipate those types of breaking routes, and it's tough when you only have a limited time. And as I said, as the game goes on, I think that chemistry will gradually progress.
Carter Dunmeyer of Somerset back to return this punt. Booming kick calls for the fair catch, and he'll retrieve it at about the 12-yard line. Let's take a timeout. 6:13 to go in the second quarter. 7-0 the South on Renda Digital TV.
Experience the difference at First Summit Bank. Open a First Perks checking account today. With First Perks Checking, you can choose the account that's right for you and start saving money on things you're already paying for. Perks include roadside assistance, available 24/7 to give you peace of mind while on the road. Phone broken or stolen? You're covered with repair or replacement with cell phone protection. First Summit Bank, connecting you to more than just your money.
$6:13 to go here in the first half. 7-0 the South leads the North. They'll take back over after the big punt by Brady Jones.
Field position's not been great for the South. They've definitely had to work their way out of it.
And a quarterback keep on the first play of this drive. Looks like Richardson. Now in there, and he gets a little over halfway to the first down marker. It'll bring up about 2nd and 4. Easton Slonick in on the tackle.
Definitely tough when you have a running quarterback like that because you have man coverage and you run that running back out and it puts one-on-one with a linebacker who's not probably as agile as Richardson is. So
Richardson acting as the quarterback now. Sidecar to the left is Jacoby Harmon. He's going to take the handoff, run it to the right, runs into some traffic, trudges forward, and I don't think he got anything on that run.
No, try a little bit of misdirection there. They weren't having it on the north side. They stiffened up, and they really closed those gaps down. Good game.
Very good
fourth
game.
Here.
Yeah. 5:09 to go here in the first half. Richardson once again. This time Harmon on his right hip. Hard count. Got some of the linebackers to jump and nobody on the front lines. 3rd and 4 at their own 20. 10 seconds on the play clock, so they'll just take their time here. Double winds to the right. Snap. Richardson roaming about. Fires off his back foot. And incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 4. I was thinking, even though the South started deep in their own territory, you think about the only scoring drive so far. That started at their own 5. So I was thinking it doesn't matter where you put them. They're going to work their way up. But good job by the North's defense to really hold them in check.
Yeah, they're definitely making them earn it.
Lichtenfels back once again to kick for the South, and now Easton Slonick back all by himself, just across the 50 at about the 48.
Only one guy deep this time. A nice punt.
Very nice. Slonick able to return it, but loses it on the way down. Able to pick it back up after somebody got a hold of him, and he trudges forward to about the 41-yard line into enemy territory. So a play that could have been very disastrous actually turned out to be positive for the North.
Sometimes that's all it takes to spark that momentum and see what happens here on this first play. They could get right back into this game right before halftime.
Yep, 4:28 to go here in this Cambria Ready Mix Concrete second quarter. One touchdown thus far. That was from Colt Hagans to Xander Richardson of the South. Found him 14 yards out at the start of the second quarter. And the extra point by Josh Troop makes it 7-0. North has had very few opportunities to score here tonight. First play of this current drive, pass out to...
I think it's Jay Kessel. Yep.
Nope, that's... Oh, yeah. No, Brody Stuller, I believe.
Oh, you're right.
River Valley.
8, not 9.
The way the jerseys fold up... Oh, no, is that Kissel?
I think it's not... I can't tell. It's 9.
Well, I'm looking at the...
That's 9.
Yeah, that's Kissel. I see the double L's on the end, so... And when jerseys fold up like that, it's so hard to get an accurate read. I promise my eyes are semi-okay.
Mine are too, I think.
I trust yours more than mine. 2nd and 4.
Kissel and Gallucci out on the same side in that trip set.
Jones dropping back, fires it down center of the field, and nobody is around to haul it in. And it'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Definitely a miscue there. We had two in-cutting routes there, and he just threw it deep. I think he was expecting those guys to run vertical, and one of them didn't.
Big 3rd down decision here for the North, especially with time chipping away here in the first half. Had an opportunity for a field goal last offensive drive, but a muffed snap forced them to turn it over on downs, although a valiant effort to try to get it across the sticks. So here we go, 3rd and 4. Jones will rearrange Luco. Takes a snap, rolling right, tucks it, runs, follows the blocks, and about a yard shy of the sticks. And I think where they are, and at this point, and Coach, maybe you can correct me, but I think this is a good opportunity to go for it here on 4th down.
Absolutely, and I would go right with that quarterback run. It's tough to account for the quarterback, especially if you go trips to one side and you run to the weak side in the boundary. There's no one there. With a lead blocker from your running back, that's a great call right here instead of going up the middle against this tough D-line.
4th and short for the North. Coming up on the 3-minute mark here in the second quarter, powered by Cambria Ready Mix Concrete. Coverage tonight on Renda Digital TV, co-presented by 5-Star Mitsubishi of Altoona and First Summit Bank. Sidecars to each side. And needed one, got about that. So it'll be a 1st down for the North. Under 3 minutes to play here in the first half.
And they went back to that quarterback run. Like I said, it's hard to account for him in this type of how the rules are set up.
And it looked like Kissel was the one that took that snap.
Yeah, and he played quarterback throughout the season.
Gotta love when you have a roster stacked of kids that can really play multiple positions. Having that versatility kind of helps. Not just in a game like this, but throughout the season.
Yeah, absolutely. He threw for over 400 yards this year. Probably more last year.
I remember when you had Ty Dumb on your roster, he was kind of that
same type
Swiss
of
Army knife.
And they're going back with him at quarterback. Probably a more quarterback run.
Sidecar to each side, and no, the handoff this time. I think that was to Luco. It was. Didn't go very far, maybe a gain of 1 or 2. And a timeout on the play. We'll take one with them. With 1:57 to go here in the second quarter, the South leads 7-0 in the First Summit Bank Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic right here on Renda Digital TV.
Good luck, Colts, from Lynn Sunoco of Northern Cambria, servicing your auto mechanical needs with expert care. Lynn Sunoco has a long list of satisfied customers. Also in Northern Cambria, Medvan Transport,
providing non-emergency transports for wheelchair and station car transports for all your medical transport needs. Medvan Transport is now hiring drivers and EMTs.
Okay. 2 minutes to go here in the first half of play. 7-0, the South leads the North. Hey, stay tuned. Coming up on our halftime show, we got Ken Cesar, the Vice President of First Summit Bank, joining us, talking about their contributions to the Ken Lantzy game. Obviously, First Summit Bank, one of our co-presenting sponsors here tonight. You can reach your financial summit with First Summit Bank. From personal banking and home loans to business solutions, their local team is here to help. Move forward with a bank that's committed to your future. That's First Summit Bank. Also co-presented by 5-Star Mitsubishi in Altoona. It doesn't get any better than this, and it really doesn't. Got a beautiful night for some high school football in June. Not really where you would expect to see some high school football, but great time, great celebrations. Some fantastic players out there. So here we go, 2nd and 9 after the time, or 2nd and 1 after the timeout. Or no, 2nd and 9. I got my directions crossed up. Kissel back in at quarterback. He's got a sidecar to his right. Loses the snap, picks it up at around the 42. He's got to get a throw off. He does, and it is hauled in. One of his receivers right there to bring it in. Angelo Gallucci just bailed his quarterback out, and he sets him up once again in the Hutton Blues Trent Insurance red zone.
I mean, that's great poise by Kissel and finding Gallucci open. That's got to be frustrating for the defense, though, when you have a botch snap like that and you give up a big play there.
Yeah, normally something like that, you'd see maybe the quarterback try to fall on it, make sure he maintains possession, but that's just great awareness to pick it up, know the defenders are pretty spaced out from him, and still to get off a great throw like that. That's you're born with that ability. That's hard to teach.
That's a veteran move, too. I mean, you can tell he's been there before. He didn't panic and just kept his eyes downfield.
1st and 10 inside the Hutton Blues Trent Insurance red zone, and we got a whistle. Timeout taken by the South. We'll take one with them at 1:14. North trying to tie this game up before halftime. They trail it 7-0 here on Renda Digital TV.
The Laurel Highlands Construction Supplies and Rentals Company is pleased to sponsor this year's Ken Lantzy All-Star Football Game. The Laurel Highlands Construction Supplies and Rentals goal is to provide quality personalized service to contractors and homeowners. They specialize in safety glasses, hard hats, high visibility vests, gloves, earplugs, dust masks, fall arrest systems. For a full list of services, contact the Laurel Highlands Constructions and Rentals in Johnstown.
The Rembrandt Club, a proud sponsor of Cambria Heights Athletics, wishes the Highlanders players the best of luck in tonight's All-Star Football Classic. The Rembrandt Club has a long tradition of supporting the Cambria Heights School District, student athletes, cheerleading, and band organizations. Caden, Dawson, and James, you have made our community proud with a tremendous season. Mark your calendars for the club's Customer Appreciation Day on September 19th. Live entertainment, great food, drink specials, and fun. Good luck, CH athletes, from everyone at the Rembrandt Club.
Both teams talking things over with 1:14 to go here in the first half. Our EMB Computing halftime report coming up next. Stay tuned for that. Off the timeout, the handoff goes to Luco, takes it up the middle.
Still going.
Still on his feet, able to find some room on the right, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown.
That was a gritty run right there.
Noah Luco from Tussey Mountain able to stay on his feet, power forward. And now the extra point pending to possibly tie this one up.
That was great effort by Luco. I think he had about 5 guys put a hand on him. He broke every one of those tackles to find the end zone. That was a big drive by the North. South will get the ball after halftime, so if they didn't score right there, that could have been a huge deficit they could have been in, but that was a big stand on their part.
Cole Heckathorn out to attempt the extra point.
Little muddle huddle here.
Snap. Oh, they're going to fake it, and a whistle before the play really got underway. And now a timeout taken by the South. We'll keep it right here with 1:04 to go here in the first half. South tentatively leading 7-6. North trying to either tie this one up, but from the looks of that, trying to go for 2 points here. You mentioned the South gets the ball after the halftime break. I'm just a spectator. You're the football mind here. Going for it so late in the second quarter, in a score like this, good move or not?
Going for the two there?
Yeah.
That was a read. So what they do is dependent on what the defense does, and obviously the defensive they weren't set up right, so it would have been a walk-in two-point conversion. Now what happens out of that formation is if the defense plays that right and it's a defendable play, that line will shift right in. They kick a field goal. So that's kind of like how that works, and it's a clever move because it's a win-win. So you kick the one, if they cover it, if they don't cover it, they burn a timeout, which again, those matter when there's under a minute, right?
Well, looks like they're going to line up traditionally here with Cole Hackathorn ready to boot this extra point. Doesn't necessarily rule out a fake opportunity to try to get two. Slonic out there to hold. Got the snap. Kick on its way, and Hackathorn's extra point is good. 1:04 to go here in quarter number 2, brought to you by Cambria Ready Mix Concrete. We're tied at 7 on Renda Digital TV.
Smith Coal and Oil in Northern Cambria and Indiana Fuel and Oil are proud to be a sponsor of the area's outstanding all-star football players. Rely on the Smith team and their sister location, Indiana Fuel and Oil, for all your commercial and residential diesel and gas needs. Smith Coal and Oil in Northern Cambria can also help you with bulk propane deliveries. A veteran-owned business with 2 great locations, available for all your fuel and heating needs. Good luck, players and coaches. From the area's go-to fuel provider, Smith Coal and Oil.
The engineering firm of Young & Associates is proud to sponsor high school athletics. With offices in Indiana, Katanning, and Johnstown, Young & Associates is a full-service engineering, surveying, and design firm for private, public, and municipal entities, covering Western Pennsylvania, delivering solutions in a timely and cost-competitive manner. To see how they can be of service to you, go online to wjyaengineers.com.
North able to come back, tie this one up at 7 with 64 seconds left to go here in this second quarter. Brought to you by Cambria Ready Mix Concrete. Ready to take your project to the championship level? Cambria Ready Mix Concrete is here for you, serving the Route 22 and 219 corridors in Cambria County. Get to the scoring drive in just a moment. Cole Hackathorn has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. His extra point able to tie it up after the 12-yard rush by Noah Luca of Tussey Mountain. Approaches it. Booming kick. And it'll be returned by one of the men in the back at the 4-yard line. Looks like Harmon. Flag comes in from the back. And Harmon was able to take it out to around the 15, maybe the 16-yard line. But let's see what this penalty's for.
It's right in the area of the holding range. We'll see what they call. Looks like it's going against the South.
Block in the back on the South. That'll back them up even more. They have 57 seconds to work with here.
Curious to see what they do. The scoring combination was similar to this. They had Hagens at quarterback and Richardson at wideout, and they took a shot deep in this area. So curious to see what they do here if they just try to run out the clock and get to halftime because they know they're getting the ball back.
Drive summary sponsored by Memorial Highway Chevrolet. 7 plays, 41 yards. Ate up 3 minutes, 24 seconds. 3 first downs. 1 for 1 on 4th downs. And Luca with the 11-yard touchdown rush. Memorial Highway Chevrolet, 3 locations, Winburn, Somerset, and West Mifflin. South ready to go after the block in the back penalty. Hagen's back in a quarterback. Fires it off his back foot, but it'll go out of bounds. Incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at 52 seconds.
Looks like the North defense was ready for that. They definitely had an extra guy over top of Xander Richardson, so I think they knew what the South had in store there, and they definitely targeted him. Problem with those types of passes in this situation is, so now you only burn 3 seconds off the clock. The other team has 2 timeouts and might have good field position if they hold you, so we'll see how this plays out here. They need to get something going here or take some time off the clock.
Hagen's set to receive the snap. Handoff goes to Harmon, takes it toward the left side, now bounces back out to the right, runs it up the middle for a first down and maybe a yard after that.
It's a nice run by Harmon. had that cutback lane and used the official as the extra blocker.
And now Harmon once again on first down, bounces it to the right, evading a couple tacklers. He's going to get the first down yet again. Steps out of bounds at around the 36-yard line.
Just ran that inside zone play, and they're giving him that cutback. Looks like the North's over pursuing, and Hartman's able to get him in good field position here. I don't know if they're in a position now with one timeout. Throw something over the middle of the field and try to get closer. Maybe a field goal, maybe a shot in the end zone before halftime.
21 seconds separates us in halftime. Hagens with Harmon to his right. Fresh set of downs. Limited time, though.
1-on-1 on top. Richardson. Screen.
Screen pass out to the right. Harmon hauls it in. He runs out of bounds just past the 40-yard line. So about halfway, a little more than half to the sticks. You mentioned the one-on-one coverage on the far side there as Xander Richardson had just one man to beat. Kind of surprised they went with a screen instead of looking downfield for him.
I know. Like I said, it's tough because that kid's their play guy. Number one, he's from Hollidaysburg. They had a really good season. I don't know much about him, but the North must have good faith in him.
Second and 3 now. Onto the 7-yard carry. 16 seconds to go here in this Cambria Ready Mix Concrete second quarter. Hagens drops back, fires. He finds Richardson. He's going to take it up the field, past midfield at around the 43-yard line.
10 seconds left.
And let's see. The South has 2 timeouts. And looks like, a timeout called on the field. Keep it right here. Coming up, our EMB Computing halftime show. If I can find the live read for it. EMB Computing, your technology specialist. So 10 seconds. They got 43 yards to pay dirt to try to take a late lead before halftime. I wonder if they're saving Richardson for that big splash play before the clock winds down. That might have made more sense as to why they opted for that screen a couple plays before.
Yeah, I like I said, I don't know because they went to him there, and he had some good yards there. So I don't know if they're going to come back and try to isolate him there. But the last time that he was ISO'd up there, it looked like Easton Slonick was favoring his way, that middle safety. So it looked like he was leaning towards getting a bracket coverage, which they can do. So maybe look for a wheel route on the back or a backfield instead of the swing route like they threw the swing. The last time you might get a running back wheel, but because they often get overlooked in these types of situations.
Slonick and Petalino will play more back in the secondary. Try to negate that splash play. And here come the South once again. Colt Hagens already has 1 touchdown pass on the day. That was to Xander Richardson at the start of this quarter. Harmon will line up to his right. Double wides to each side. Ten seconds to play. 1st and 10. Richardson, the motion man. Hagens drops back, fires, and in and out of the hands of Logan Lichtenfels. That shoot off about 4 seconds, and now 2nd and 10.
I think that was a safe route. He catches it, gets out of bounds. No harm, no foul there. Definitely setting something up. I think they're seeing I think they ran that play to see how they adjusted to that motion with Richardson. So definitely look for them to build off of that.
Just for laughs, I think a hook and ladder's on the way.
I thought they might have set it up the last play.
That seemed likely. So here we go, 2nd and 10, likely the final play before halftime. Hagens drops back, sensing pressure, rolling right. One man chasing after him, pointing traffic down the field for Lichtenfels, tipped and out of bounds. That one was tipped by Gavin Bobalski of Portage, and we have come to the end of the second quarter. We end the first half the same way we started the first half, a tie, but it is 7-7. Each team posting a touchdown score in this first half of play. Stay tuned. Our EMB Computing halftime report coming up next. EMB Computing, your technology specialist. We'll be back with more from Trojan Stadium after this on Renda Digital TV.
Hi, I'm Eric Brocious. Many of you know me as a high school teacher and a coach. What you didn't know, though, is I'm also a businessman, owner of EMB Computing. I'd like to invite you to our new state-of-the-art facility to see our line of computers, laptops, iPads, MacBooks, and accessories. If you're a business owner, we'll assist you with your networks, servers, workstations, printers, and even your business phone systems. We are located at 57 North 11th Street in Indiana, or you can find us on the web at embcomputing.com. We are your technology specialists.
The Gap Federal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of high school athletics and congratulates both teams. Stop in at one of their 4 locations and inquire about becoming a member and qualifying for Gap Federal Credit Union member services, savings, and special loan offers. To inquire, go to their webpage or contact one of their 4 offices, Richland, Johnstown, Altoona, or New Stanton. The Gap Federal Credit Union is there for you.
Looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Look no further than the Imperial Room in Ebensburg. Whether it's for prom, weddings, or bridal showers, we provide exceptional catering and banquet planning services to ensure your event is unforgettable. Our stunning space allows you to enjoy every moment with zero stress, and our team treats you like royalty. Visit us at 3133 New Germany Road, Ebensburg, or call 814-419-8764. Also find us on Facebook.
You've got a fever and the Mitsubishi Giant's got the cure. At 5-star Mitsubishi Altoona, everybody qualifies for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in discounts on your new Mitsubishi purchase. Plus, you get free, yeah, I said free, scheduled maintenance and the best warranty on the planet. Pick up your prescription today at the Mitsubishi Giant. Nobody stocks more, nobody sells for less.
It doesn't get better than this.
Welcome back to Trojan Stadium in Johnstown as we are tied after one half of football here in the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. 7-7 our score. We'll go over the recap and some stats later on in our EMB Computing halftime report. EMB Computing, your technology specialist. But right now we're joined by a very special guest, Ken Zazor, Vice President of First Summit Bank. Ken, thanks so much for joining us here in the broadcast booth. Another year, another Ken Lantzy Classic sponsored by First Summit Bank. Talk a little bit about your involvement or First Summit Bank's involvement here.
Well, to be honest with you, I've been fortunate enough to be with the bank for 44 years.
Wow.
And when we started, we were probably the smallest bank in Johnstown and Cambria County. And the commitment that they had in the culture in the bank to be involved in the community has caused the bank to grow sufficiently and sponsor. If you look throughout the leagues in the area, we're sponsoring everywhere. The volunteers that we have, I don't think there's a place around us that has as many volunteer hours in the community, so it's just not the money, it's what we give back. The Ken Lantzy, several years ago, when they came to us saying this game could fold after that, the bank said, we're in, and I actually talked to Allison Johnson today, and she said, no, this is long-term. We're in it for the long-term for what this does to the community like that. Just recently, we support a lot of groups downtown. We had a great showing at the Tasting Tour that we had at First Summit Bank down there, which supports the Discover Downtown partnership like that. Coming up, we'll be at in August, first night for the first responders over at P&G Park. Feel free to stop by. That's a big event for all the local first responders. We got Triple ABA coming up, which we're a big part of. This new Slavic Fest to be moving up to St. Teresa's Church this year. That's going to be huge. We're now going to be a major corporate sponsor of that, and that's going to be a big event for us. But probably one of the biggest things people may not know, they are moving our Richland corporate office to downtown Johnstown.
Okay.
So we have recently purchased the Pascarella building in downtown. We will be moving in there before year end, and they're planning it, doing the remodeling now. That means 100 jobs to downtown Johnstown.
Wow.
So this is a huge commitment, but none of this happens without the support of the community helping us grow to where we were. I was at the registrations last week, and it really felt good. One of the coaches comes up, thanks us, and go, I bank with you. Our boosters bank with you. Everybody banks with you. The community support, that's how we do this. I don't think you'll see another institution that is involved in the community and puts so much into it. and we get so much out of it. So couldn't do it without the customers that we have. And if you're not one, come experience the difference with us, because you can see what we make in the community.
Ken Zazor, Vice President of First Summit Bank. Ken, just on behalf of Renda Media, thank you so much for being a fantastic sponsor and partner with us throughout our coverage here, and for what you guys do here at the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. As you said, it wouldn't happen without the community, but obviously it wouldn't happen without you guys too. So on behalf of all of us, thank you, and thank you for joining us here
It's
at
an honor.
halftime.
Look forward to it next year.
All right. We'll take a timeout. 7-7 our score in our EMB Computing halftime report. EMB Computing, your technology specialist. We'll come back with the first half recap after this on Renda Digital TV.
Wellness retreat in your backyard. Have Weaver's Pools and Spas deliver your new Dynasty Spa. Sit down and relaxation takes over. Stress melts away. A Dynasty Spa is good for your health, too. Enjoy better sleep. Your muscles and joints will thank you, too. Weaver's Pools and Spas has Dynasty Spas. They're made in America. Local service means better service. On Philadelphia Street and Facebook, your retreat is a phone call away. Weaver's Pools and Spas. 724-463-7946.
Good luck, Colts! From Lynn Sunoco of Northern Cambria, servicing your auto mechanical needs with expert care. Lynn Sunoco has a long list of satisfied customers. Also in Northern Cambria, Medvan Transport, providing non-emergency transports for wheelchair and station car transports for all your medical transport needs. Medvan Transport is now hiring drivers and EMTs.
You work hard for your money, so tax preparers should work hard for you to ensure you receive all the tax credits, deductions, and refunds you deserve. That's why you should contact the CPA firm of Stephen H. Hess. Whether you're a corporation, small business, family, or individual, the CPA firm of Stephen H. Hess is committed to getting all the credits, deductions, and money back that you deserve. The Stephen H. Hess CPA firm. 2 locations, Lexington Avenue, Altoona, and North 8th Street, Indiana.
What sets one insurance agency apart from another? Building relationships. Hutton Blues Insurance prides themselves on building strong, personal relationships with their clients. Hutton Blues is an independent agency offering you choices to get you the best coverage at the best rate. When you buy insurance, whether it's for your home, car, business, life, or retirement, you want an advocate working in your best interests, and that's the Hutton Blues Insurance Indiana County and Trent Insurance Cambria County.
We're rocking and rolling here at Trojan Stadium as the Ken Lantzy marching band down there on the field, serenading the fans here. A packed house at Trojan Stadium, and what a game they're witnessing. 7-7 our score at halftime. Everybody's kind of in disbelief, but that just goes to show you put some of the biggest stars out there, and they're going to do battle, and that's exactly what's going on. Jake Slobodnik joining you once again on our EMB Computing halftime report. EMB Computing, your technology specialist. Let's go over this first half recap. I mean, there's really not much to say. It was a pretty slow start for both teams. The North got the opening kickoff and went 3 and out on their opening drive, only amassing 3 yards. The South got it back at their own 32. Got a first down in that situation, but was forced to punt after a 4th and 14 that they were faced with. And both teams just continued to battle back after the North was forced to go 4th and 1 on a field goal attempt by Cole Hackathorn. It was a turnover on downs. Then on the very next play by the South, they took over at the 36-yard line of the North. A fumble turned the ball over. North took back over in the waning moments of the first quarter. Got a first down on their drive, but was forced to punt on 4th and 13. But the South was able to break things open as we trekked into the second quarter on a 12-play, 95-yard drive that ended with a 7-0 South lead for the moment. Then in the second quarter, both teams did battle again, trading the rock back and forth between each other. But as we approached the waning seconds of the second quarter, it was the North that bounced back with their own touchdown, thanks to a 12-yard rush by Noah Luco. Took several hits on that run. Came at the 104 mark. Cole Hackathorn's extra point made it 7-7, and that score is exactly what we have now, as the South got it back just before halftime, but a couple errant throws, not enough to move them downfield as much as they wanted. So that leaves our score 7-7. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with some first half stats and some first half thoughts as we are tied at 7. And we still have the band out there on the field. And the color guard and cheerleaders out there as well. We'll come back with more of our EMB Computing halftime show. EMB Computing, your technology specialist. It's coverage of the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic, co-presented by First Summit Bank and 5-Star Mitsubishi, right here on Renda Digital TV.
Great food, ice-cold drinks, and all your favorite area sports are waiting for you at the Crow's Nest. Whether you're grabbing lunch, meeting friends for dinner, or catching the big game, the Crow's Nest is your neighborhood spot for great times and a laid-back atmosphere. Relax on the patio, enjoy seasonal special events, and make every visit one to remember. Visit the Crow's Nest at 510 Tire Hill Road, right next to Greenhouse Park. See what's happening now at crowsnest.rocks.
You're an adrenaline junkie. Get your fix at the Power Sports Giant. Yamaha, Polaris, KTM, Gas, Suzuki, Husqvarna, Honda, Kawasaki, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, CF Moto, Mahindra, Roxor, BLP Motors, and KO. Parts, accessories, factory-trained technicians, plus the best buying and ownership experience you'll ever have. Massive inventory and massive volume means super low prices. 5-Star Power Sports, Clearfield, Duncansville, and Bedford County.
You were born ready for this.
Experience the difference at First Summit Bank. Open a First Perks checking account today. With First Perks Checking, you can choose the account that's right for you and start saving money on things you're already paying for. Perks include roadside assistance, available 24/7 to give you peace of mind while on the road. Phone broken or stolen? You're covered with repair or replacement with cell phone protection. First Summit Bank, connecting you to more than just your money.
Welcome back to Trojan Stadium. 7-7 our score between the North and South as we are on our EMB Computing halftime report. EMB Computing, your technology specialist. Still waiting on some first half numbers, so let's go over some thoughts here in this first half. Coach Sam Schutte joining me once again, and one of the things that I find interesting about this, and we were talking about this before the game, is that we thought it was maybe be one-sided, a lot of scoring. Not really the case. It's a defensive effort tonight, and we've seen this happen in several years of the Ken Lantzy game, but this tonight I think is especially surprising. But your thoughts on that first half overall?
Yeah, I mean, really, I thought it was going to be a high-scoring game. Could have been one way or the other, but definitely the opposite. And I think that happens sometimes in these all-star games. You see the big names on one, like for example, on the North, you see the Guilfoyles and the McCourts and the Penn Cambrias, the teams that were top 3 in their league, and you see the other teams, and it's not as favorable. But what you don't see, I don't think, is the game inside the trenches, and I think that's where the game's won, and I think that's what we're seeing right here tonight. I think we see two really evenly matched lines, and you're not seeing that type of breakaway player that can, kind of rise above all that, because we're at an all-star game, so everyone's good out there, and I just think it's just a really balanced game, and if you like defense, this is a good game for you.
I couldn't agree more. Well, I'll tell you what, we still got some time before the second half starts. Let's turn up the mic, catch some of this Ken Lantzy marching band in action. I know some of the fans at home really want to see it, so here we go. Fantastic job by the Ken Lantzy marching band. I feel like, and we've talked about this in the pregame, they're one of the more underrated parts of this game. And you talk about the football players and what it takes for them to get used to this whole, I guess, sprint to the to Friday night.
Yeah.
The band and the cheerleading crew, they also have a challenge ahead of them too, but they just executed that perfectly. Great job to them. We hope you at home enjoyed watching that as we were able to bring that to you. We got some numbers for you here in the first half. Our stats tonight brought to you by Smith Coal and Oil in Northern Cambria and Indiana Fuel and Oil in Indiana. They're proud to sponsor high school athletics. 2 strong locations now available for all your fuel and heating needs. Smith Coal and Oil in Northern Cambria and Indiana Fuel and Oil. Smith would like to announce that they are now making bulk propane deliveries. Need propane for your home or business? Call veteran-owned Smith Coal and Oil in Northern Cambria. Let's go over the team stats first. The North, they converted 19 rushes for 75 yards. They're 6 of 13 passing for 79 yards. They ran 32 plays, totaling 154 yards, 8 first downs. They're 0 for 6 on third down conversions. They possessed the ball 16 minutes, 20 seconds. Brady Jones, 3 punts, averaging 42 yards on kicks. No turnovers for the North. Looking at the South, they ran the ball 15 times, 83 yards. Completed 6 passes on 16 attempts for 58 yards and an interception. 31 plays for 141 yards. They made 11 first downs. They're 1 for 4 on third down conversions. Less time of possession, 13 minutes, 40 seconds. And Logan Lichtenfels with 3 punts, averaging 41 yards a kick. The only turnover is an interception for them. Individual stats, pretty good stuff from the North as Noah Luco leads the rushing campaign. 8 carries, 38 yards, and a touchdown. Ben Clark, 6 carries for 22 yards. And Bishop Guilfoyle's Jacob Kissel, 2 carries for 14 yards. For the South, Xander Richardson, 4 carries for 13 yards. And Jacoby Harmon of Everett, 11 carries for 70 yards. Passing-wise, Lance Jones, a really good day for him, 4 of 6 for 55 yards receiving. The leader in that category is Angelo Gallucci, hauled in 3 catches for 69 yards. And individual stats for the South, passing-wise, Xander Richardson 0 for 2 passing, but Colt Hagens of Somerset, who has been in most of the game under center, 7 passes for 94 yards, and can't read that name. Coach, can you make that out?
Rising.
Cam Rising 0 for 3 with an interception in this game. And receiving-wise, Xander Richardson, 5 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown to his credit. So you look at the numbers here, and the thing that stands out to me, Coach, and this might be odd for me as a broadcaster, but just 0 of 6 on third down conversions for the North, while the South is 1 of 4. So not many third down conversions in this type of game. Do you sort of attribute that to just them getting the feel for this game in the first 2 frames?
I think it's a combination of that, and I also think the playbooks are very vanilla. I mean, you really can't dial in and try to take advantage of a defense because you have to play within the rules. And, like we talked about earlier, preparation's key, but in 3.5 days, it's really hard to have a deep playbook going into this. So, I'm not saying they're predictable, but they're very, very plain plays that they have to conform to because you only have a limited amount of time, which I think that's why we're seeing those types of situations.
And another thing that sticks out, only 1 turnover this game, that being the interception thrown by the South. It's a defensive game, but they're, as you mentioned, they're really quick at getting into the backfield tonight, both sides, making some really key tackles, some key sacks, not forcing a lot of turnovers, but when you have that pressure up front, that makes it very difficult for the opponent.
Yeah, it does. And like I said, it's one of those things where you might have some mismatches, and I'm seeing at times when you have certain, and I think that's a challenge too as a coaching staff is I'm seeing 2 different squads of offense and 2 different squads of defense, and sometimes you get one squad that doesn't match up well against another squad, and you have 2 good squads that match up. So I think it's a chess match down there that we're seeing sometimes too, where you're seeing like kind of, they're making the first down conversions or they're getting big yards in this series when the next series they're not, and I think it has to do with the matchups that they're creating down there.
Both teams heading back out on the field. We are ready. The South will get the opening kickoff to start here in the third quarter. We'll take a timeout, come back with the third quarter of action. Thank you, EMB Computing, our halftime show sponsor. EMB Computing, your technology specialist. Third quarter of action on the way next on Renda Digital TV.
Standing the test of time, Griffith Auto Sales in Home, PA. For 70 years, Griffith Auto Sales continues to provide customers with quality vehicles at exceptional prices. Family-owned and operated Griffith Auto Sales has been built on value, service, honesty, and fairness. take a look online at GriffithAutoSales.com, a sponsor of this year's Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. We're so proud of our own Josh Juju Troop, who is kicking for the South team. Griffith Auto Sales in Home, PA.
What sets one insurance agency apart from another? Building relationships. Hutton Blues Insurance prides themselves on building strong, personal relationships with their clients. Hutton Blues is an independent agency offering you choices to get you the best coverage at the best rate. When you buy insurance, whether it's for your home, car, business, life, or retirement, you want an advocate working in your best interests, and that's the Hutton Blues Insurance Indiana County and Trent Insurance Cambria County.
And we welcome you back to Trojan Stadium here in Johnstown. Sun setting on this fantastic Friday evening. Along with Sam Schutte, I'm Jake Slobodnik back with you as we get ready for the third quarter of action. Our third quarter tonight brought to you by The Crow's Nest. Great food, great atmosphere, great times, and overall great restaurant. Visit The Crow's Nest in Johnstown today or this weekend. So halftime adjustments, Coach. Obviously, 7-7, defensive steady game. We've seen some splash plays, seen some small yardage gains. What will it take for both of these teams to come out successful here in the second half?
The best combination I saw for the South, and they get the ball first. They had Xander Richardson in the slot, or they moved them around a lot, actually. And then they had Hagens from Somerset at the quarterback under center. That seemed to be the best situation for them. I look to see them do that and also bring Richardson back in a quarterback and move him around and run a little bit more. I think that seems to be successful. I also think when they put, for the North on offense, some things that I saw was when they mixed a little bit of Wildcat in with Jay Kissel, and they ran him as well. And I think the quarterback run game might spark both of these offenses. Defensively, it's more matchup than it is anything because they have to run a certain defense. They can't blitz. They have to run man coverage. So adjustments defensively is just put the guys in and try to get good matchups in one-on-one. Offensively, I think we're going to start seeing some quarterbacks being a little bit more mobile.
Our coverage on Renda Digital TV tonight, presented by First Summit Bank and 5-Star Mitsubishi. Reach your financial summit with First Summit Bank. From personal banking and home loans to business solutions, their local team is here to help. Move forward with a bank that's committed to your future. And 5-Star Mitsubishi of Altoona, it doesn't get any better than this. Lights come on here at Trojan Stadium. North will kick it off from left to right. Cole Heckathorn awaiting the rock to boot this one away.
Nice atmosphere here, isn't it? This is really nice.
It really is, and I love the packed crowd. I love all the fanfare. Like, you treat this, you could have fooled me. I think this is like a Friday night in October.
Yeah, these kids, I tell you what, they're going to walk away, win or lose, with great experiences from this game. And that's one special thing about this game is every kid's going to remember this for the rest of their lives, and that's something that's special. And band, cheerleaders, and football alike, it's just a moment that they'll never forget. And, I thank everyone who put this together. It's just a great game all around.
Ready to go with our third quarter, brought to you by the Crow's Nest. 7-7 our score if you're just tuning in. Kickoff here in the third quarter is presented by Smith Coal and Oil in Northern Cambria and Indiana Fuel and Oil. They're proud to sponsor high school athletics. Heckathorn's kick, nice booming kick, little spiral in the air, returned it around the 10-yard line by the South. And it's Caden McChrystal with it. Sheds one, maybe two tacklers, and he's finally brought down at the 20-yard line. I apologize, Joseph McEnany. You'd think by now I would understand that white is the South and blue is the North, but
I confuse them too. I really do. I have to look at this cheat sheet I have over here, and I should know. I think you get caught up in the game.
Heck, I created the cheat sheet, and I still can't get it down. Is it really a cheat sheet if you don't understand it?
No, sometimes a cheat sheet's more confusing.
14:52 as we start the third quarter. North out there ready to go on defense, and the South treading out. Xander Richardson and Jacoby Harmon, the start players so far, back out there once again. Richardson will act as the quarterback. Harmon will attach at the hip on the right side. Motion man, handoff, give to him. Tries to make the turn, but he's going to get stopped behind the line for a loss of about 3.
I think they're trying to test that outside because the middle is so stout. They have number 77. I don't have his number. It's on the back. And 72.
Landon Ludy.
Rocco Fetzko. from a court. They have two big defensive tackles that make it tough to run inside.
So 2nd and 12 following the loss of 2. Richardson awaits the snap. Double wides to the right. Drops back to pass. Looks right. Fires. And he finds Harmon. Get back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe. Might be a yard shy, actually. I thought at first after it left his hand that he was able to get back to that original line, but not to be.
They covered that well. Like I said earlier in the last half, sometimes those running backs get lost in those man coverages because linebackers are looking at making tackles and run first, and then you slip them out of the backfield. They're wide open, but the North did a really good job of picking up Jacoby out of the backfield. I think there was 2 guys waiting for him after he caught that ball.
Tyson Grove of Everett checks out. 3rd and 11 coming up for the South on their opening drive here this third quarter. Near side receiver Logan Lichtenfels of United Valley. Dropping back to pass. Richardson looking deep, runs into some trouble, and he's going to be brought down behind the line for a loss. And in on that stop, trying to pick some numbers here. Looks like Jackson Taylor of Homer Center might have been the one to bring him down.
The defensive ends did a really good job of keeping him in check because I think he was looking to run and bounce out to the outside like he did earlier in the first drive of the game, and they really bottled him up and made him run right in the middle of the heart of that defense.
Easton Slonick and Jacob Pedalino back to return. Just opposite of the 50-yard line at around the 45. Lichtenfels goes back to kick. He gets it away. Another booming kick. He's had some good punts tonight. This one returnable, though, at around the 48. Pedalino hit and dropped at the 41-yard line.
Looks like number 18. Brandon Kepner.
So the North will set up in opponent territory for their first drive here in the second half. They're the last team to score in that first half. With 1:04 to go in the second quarter, Noah Luco ran it in for 12 yards. Tassie Mountain representative, and then River Valley's Cole Heckathorn tacked on the extra point to tie it at 7. Passing play here on first down. Brady Jones run into some traffic, and he is hit on the other side of the 50-yard line. 3 South players are there to bring him down. And leading the charge, Jacob Bardis of Conemaugh Township.
The South covered that well. They tried to run that boot with that sniffer, their fullback that was across the formation. They brought him back underneath. They worked for him last in the first half, but boy, they covered that pretty well, and there was nowhere for the quarterback to go but down.
Both teams struggling offensively to get going here in this third quarter, brought to you by the Crow's Nest. Jones redirecting traffic as they break the huddle. Takes a snap, drops back, running right, and he's going to be forced out of bounds for yet another loss. And on this one, Seth Kimmel of Berlin Brothers Valley. Seems he had his number read the entire play.
Yeah, they definitely busted that one up from the beginning. There was nowhere for him to go. He was trying to look downfield, but he was just running to try to get his feet square, and he couldn't.
A lot of real estate left to go. It'll bring up 3rd and 23 at the 11:20 mark here in this third quarter. Third and long. Jones drops back to pass, fires it long down the field, and it is out of everybody's reach, incomplete. Brings up 4th down. So the North forced to go 3 and out on their first offensive drive here in quarter number 3.
Both teams just trying to get back to what worked before, and they just seem to get themselves in a hole, and play calling becomes pretty predictable.
So 4th and 23. And it looks like back to return for the South.
Dunmeyer.
Carter Dunmeyer of Somerset. Jones will punt it away. He does. High kick. Fair catch called and made at around the 22-yard line. Defense remaining strong here in the early moments of the third quarter. 7-7 our score. North and South battling it out.
Looks like Cam Rising is going to go back in a quarterback on this series. He's standing over there in the huddle next to Coach Bailey, but you see Xander Richardson also in that huddle as well. So maybe a little shuffling of the formation here with positions, trying to create some momentum on the South's offense.
So Richardson is out there, but he lines up as a wideout. And yep, Cam Rising under center. Well, technically in shotgun set, sidecar to the right. Richardson in motion, throws off his back foot, hits him on the run. He's going to get to the original line and just stop just shy of the first down. Rising's first completed pass of the night. He was 0 for 3 before that.
That was a nicely designed play. They brought Xander across the formation in motion. It's a man coverage. He has to chase him the whole way across formation. It's almost impossible to cover in the flat. So good play design by Coach Bailey and good execution by Cam and Xander.
Rising will stay out, and it looks like Richardson might be shaken up a little bit, favoring that left leg.
Hopefully
Not sure if it's
nothing serious.
Honestly, I think it'd be a cramp based on the style, the atmosphere of this game. Rising back to pass, hits a man in the middle. Completed pass to Cole Perry, gets the first down and a little bit more. And he's stopped at around the 44-yard line. Nice 13-yard pass by Rising to Perry.
That was a nice tight pass by Cam. Cam threw for over 2,300 yards in the regular season, so he's no stranger. Definitely an all-star game for a reason. These guys have numbers to back up their play.
Once again, 1st and 10, this time at their own 43. Ball resting at the right hash mark. And some movement up front. A lot of jumping from the north, and it looks like it's going to go against them.
How many times did they jump?
I believe it's their 3rd or 4th time now jumping off sides.
That's got to be frustrating for the north.
So 1st and 5.
I look to see the South go to that no huddle, quick up tempo if they get something going right here, because I think this is the time they're gonna try to do that.
Rising with Harmon attached to his left hip. Snap. And the handoff. Flag on the play as Bryson Durst. Oh, excuse me, that's Victor Bartlebaugh of Purchase Line making a nice run, but it looks like this one's coming back. Flag was thrown at around the 46, right in Bartlebaugh's path.
Yeah.
Holding called on number 58. Well, the only 58 I have on my rosters is Connor Foss of Ligonier Valley, but he's on the north.
Yeah, I don't have a 58 either. There's definitely a 58 down there. I see him.
I'm getting told it was number 56, Emmanuel Hill of Greater Johnstown.
That was a nice play, too.
Yeah, it was. Bartleball got open on his run and would have been a first down, but not to be. And trying to find the right football to get out there. So instead of a 1st and 5, it's now a 1st and 15 following the hold. Clock at 9 minutes here in this third quarter, brought to you by the Crow's Nest. South with the football. Game tied at 7.
What do you call on 1st and 17?
Well, I think that's what they're going to talk over. Maybe the officials trying to talk it out here. Maybe a spotting error, maybe?
Got it straightened out.
Crisis averted thanks to the guys in the striped shirts. First and 17. Ball's resting at the south 37-yard line. Rising takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolling right, off his back foot, and incomplete pass. That one intended for Tyson Grove of Everett.
They come back to that little slip bootleg where they try to get the guy coming back across the formation, try to take advantage of that man coverage, but those linebackers were all over it. I'm looking at this defensive line of the North. It's a really good defensive line. Those two guys in the middle, and then you have the two linebackers, Voss and Depp. That's a really good, solid 7 right there. You got 6 guys right there, I mean.
So second and long. Rising takes the snap, dropping back, looking right, sensing pressure. Burke to his feet, cuts toward the middle of the field, but he's hit immediately. And after trudging toward the line of scrimmage, gets maybe 1 yard. So a lot of work for minimal gain.
Defense holding up really well. Like I said, he tried to get to the outside. Defensive end held contained, and good pursuit on the backside from the linebackers. Nowhere for Cam to go.
3rd and 15 now. Ball at the south 38 as we approach 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Looking for Rising to air one out here, trying to make up some ground. Snap. No, the handoff goes to Harmon. Takes it up the middle, gets some decent yardage.
Good blocking.
Makes it to the original line and might have got the first down. Needed 15. He got just that. Well, we've seen Harmon sort of showcase his agility all night long, and right there, no exception. Able to make a mountain out of a molehill, essentially.
Now here we go with tempo. They're trying to switch defensive packages, and they got him.
Yep, timeout taken by the North. 7:23 to go here in the third quarter. Brought to you by the Crow's Nest. We'll take one with them. Tied at 7 here on Renda Digital TV.
There are many reasons why you should be shopping at your local Martin General Convenience Store. Take advantage of summer specials with your Martin Gold Star Rewards card. Buy one 6-inch cold sub and get the second one $2 off. Mix and match cold wraps. Any burger or Italian sausage is $1 off. And with your Martin Gold Star Rewards card, get 3 cents off gas every day. Just a few good reasons why you should be shopping at your local Martin General store.
You've got a fever and the Mitsubishi Giant's got the cure. At 5-star Mitsubishi Altoona, everybody qualifies for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in discounts on your new Mitsubishi purchase. Plus, you get free, yeah, I said free, scheduled maintenance and the best warranty on the planet. Pick up your prescription today at the Mitsubishi Giant. Nobody stocks more, nobody sells for less.
It doesn't get better than this.
Our third quarter tonight on Renda Digital TV, presented by the Crow's Nest. Great food, great atmosphere, great times, great restaurant, the Crow's Nest in Johnstown. After the timeout, we got 1st and 10, South able to come back into this drive after falling way behind after a holding penalty. We go 1st and 10 on the 46 of the North. Rising, screen pass out to the left, complete, and trudging out to the 40-yard line, Cole Perry of Somerset. So Coach Brandon Bailey relying on Cam Rising a little bit more. Seen a little bit of quarterback by committee through the first half, but Rising, after going 0 for 3 that first half, looking a lot better here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think they're settling in. They're going tempo. Not a lot of time to think. Guys are just reacting and playing football, and they're good enough to do that. So I think they're doing the right job offensively.
2nd and 4. They'll spot it. Rising. Pass out to the right this time. It's complete. First down and more. And finally wrestled down at around the 29-yard line.
It's Reese Wagner.
Familiar name for you, huh, Coach?
Yeah, it was. It's nice to see him come on a catch. He had good blocking on the perimeter there too. I can't see who made that key block to set Reese free, but I think those wide receivers don't get enough credit when they get those open field blocks. That's tough to do on athletic defensive backs.
That moves the sticks. 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line. South looking to break this stalemate late here in the third quarter. 6:15 to go. Rising with Harmon to his left. Takes the snap. Fakes. Drops back. Fires toward the end zone. And it is over the head of Cole Perry.
He had him. That was potential there for the South to go ahead with the score.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Perry was trying to go out or if he was trying to cut in. Maybe a little miscommunication. We've seen that most of the night, but it's expected in a game like this.
Yeah, it looked like Cam wanted to throw the fade ball, and receiver was trying to cut in a little bit towards the post.
Shades of Russell Wilson, the moon ball. Boy, am I glad he's not a Steeler anymore. 2nd and 10 following the incomplete pass. Similar look, Harmon to Rising's left. Takes the snap. Hands it off. Harmon moves up the middle, gets past a couple of the blockers, and he mows over a man and scores from 29 yards out. Put your head down and run, young man. That's exactly what Jacoby Harmon of Everett just did.
Definitely as advertised. I know before the game that was one of the key players we were looking at, and Jacoby definitely isn't disappointing, is he? Boy, that was a really nice run. Tough tackle breaking run right there.
Marion Center's Josh Troop out to attempt the extra point. Put the South up by 7 with a conversion here. Snap, hold, kick on its way. It is up, and it is good. So with 5:56 to go here in the third quarter, presented by the Crow's Nest, the South takes a 14-7 lead over the North here in the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic, co-presented by 5-Star Mitsubishi of Altoona and First Summit Bank. All right here on Renda Digital TV.
Got a fever and the Mitsubishi Giants got the cure. At 5-Star Mitsubishi Altoona, everybody qualifies for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in discounts on your new Mitsubishi purchase. Plus, you get free, yeah, I said free, scheduled maintenance and the best warranty on the planet. Pick up your prescription today at the Mitsubishi Giant. Nobody stocks more, nobody sells for less.
It doesn't get better than this.
Looking for an unforgettable dining experience? Check out the Backroom Saloon in Ebensburg. Re-established in 2022, they've served Cambria and Blair counties with excellence. Their welcoming atmosphere and underground vibe make it the perfect spot to gather with friends and family. Whether it's a Friday night during the football season or a summer lunch meeting, they cater to all tastes. Call them at 814-846-5216 to find out about catering your next big event. The Backroom Saloon, right behind the Imperial Room in Ebensburg.
Welcome back to Trojan Stadium. That Weaver pull and spot touchdown thanks to Jacoby Harmon of Everett. 29 yards out. Extra point by Marion Center's Josh Troop makes it 14-7. Drive summary brought to you by Memorial Highway Chevrolet. 3 locations, Winburn, Somerset, and West Mifflin. 10 plays, 75 yards, 458, 4 first downs, and it was completed by Harmon from 29 yards out. Looking at quick stats by Smith, Cole, and Oil. Harmon now 13 carries, 115 yards, and a touchdown to his credit, making a case. Should the South hold on to this lead and win the game, he's looking for player of the game honors.
Yeah, I wish they would say if these guys are going to go on to college and where they're going to go, because I think that kid, he's going to be good if he's continuing at that second level. He's fun to watch.
Kickoff on the way, should be returnable. Easton Slonick returns it around the 10-yard line. Heads toward the center of the field, following his blocks, and he breaks open. He's at the 45. He's got men behind him. At the 35, the 30, 25, 20, and he's down at the 20-yard line. Easton Slonick of Portage able to make a big break in the return game to set North up in a very, very good distance.
One thing you don't want after you score a touchdown.
That was a 70-yard return by Slonick, as you can see on your screen right there. He just did his job following his blockers. And despite some danger around him, he's able just to carry it all the way down to the 20-yard line. Great job by him.
That was really good blocking on that kick return. It opened up. It wasn't there very long, but Easton hit it hard just like he had to.
So here we go, 1st and 10. Inside the Hutton Blues Trent Insurance red zone. First play under center. Throw to the end zone. Incomplete. North trying to take a gamble early in this drive.
That was a good ball there. I thought they might have called interference on that. But I guess they're allowed both to play the ball.
I'm a guy who loves them, just letting them play.
And they did. I think the officials do a good job at that.
You know, they're the unsung heroes of tonight. When you don't talk about the officials, they're doing a good job.
Right.
And we haven't said much tonight, so I just want to give some love to them for doing a great job here in this game.
I like that call, them going for a shot right off the bat, coming off that big kickoff return.
Looks like Lance Jones of Myersdale under center, hands it off to Luco. He takes it to the left side. He's at the 10, the 5. Did he get in? No, he stopped shy of the goal line. Got the first down, though. It'll be first and goal at the 1 inside the Hutton Blues Trent Insurance red zone.
Look, we got a battle of the running backs now. I thought it was going to be the quarterbacks in the run game this half, but the running backs are just kind of taking over.
These teams just save the offensive fireworks for the second half. They make it more suspenseful.
I think they do, because it's really opening up now on both sides of the ball, and I think this is what the fans want.
So first and goal. Ball a few blades of turf away from the goal line. The North trying to bounce right back into this one thanks to a 70-yard kick return by Easton Slonick. Snap, quarterback keep, flags fly. He breaks into the end zone for the touchdown, but hold on a second. We got some laundry out there.
False start.
So that'll negate the touchdown. Lance Jones is tucked and ran with that one.
Do you go back to Luco here?
I mean, if he's able to break a big run like that, I would. Trust the hot hand.
He's been running really hard.
Pink skies shading over here in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, at Trojan Stadium. If you're just joining us, glad to have you along alongside Sam Schutte. I'm Jake Slobodnik. Coverage on Renda Digital TV tonight, co-presented by 5-Star Mitsubishi of Altoona and First Summit Bank. North in the Hutton Blues Trent Insurance red zone. Jones on the quarterback keep, runs it forward, and he's in for the touchdown. The North bounce right back, and with an extra point, they could tie this one up.
I think both coaches are really starting to settle in now, and they're figuring out what works and what doesn't work with the play calls that they have available, and it's making it tough on the defenses for sure. The North offensive line is starting to take some dominance on that drive, at least anyway.
River Valley's Cole Heckathorn out to attempt the extra point.
Special teams, you talked about that.
Extra point on its way. It is up, and it is good. 4:49 to go here in the third quarter. Make that note here. 14 all. Just got to make some notes in my book. While both teams trade off, take a moment to talk about our presenting sponsors for tonight, starting with First Summit Bank. Reach your financial summit with First Summit Bank. From personal banking and home loans to business solutions, their local team is here to help. Move forward with a bank that's committed to your future. That's First Summit Bank. And by 5-Star Mitsubishi of Altoona. Simply put, it doesn't get any better than this. Thank them for helping us bring this game to you on Renda Digital TV. If you want to subscribe, which you should if you're not already, all you need is a Gmail account. Once you log in, head to YouTube, find Renda Digital TV. Nearing 5,000 subscribers. You could be a part of that. Just hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Set all settings to all. So that way you can be the first to know when we go live on Renda Digital TV. Scoring drives brought to you by Memorial Highway Chevrolet. 4 plays, 18 yards, a minute 53 chewed off the clock. Lance Jones running it in from 11 yards out, and the extra point by Cole Heckathorn makes it 14-14. But we also want to put a star next to Easton Slonick. His 70-yard kick return set up that scoring drive for the North.
I'm just looking down here at the sideline. It's Xander Richardson talking with his parents over here. I don't know if he's going to come back in that game or not.
You don't want to risk any serious injuries. I'm thinking it'd be, I know we talked about this before, cramping. It's a humid night. Obviously, wearing football pads is and I know I'm just putting this bare bones, but you don't want to risk injury in an all-star game.
No, absolutely not.
So, Hackathorn tees it up. We're ready to go after the North touchdown. He boots it away. Return at the 14-yard line by the South, and wrestle down at around the 31-yard line. I believe that was hard to see from up here. Play ended far side. Not too sure here. Either way, South will set up at their own 31-yard line, 1st and 10 coming up.
I thought they were going to call face mask on our angle, but obviously he wasn't. Violation there. Go with the quarterback. Colton Higgins again at quarterback.
Interesting strategy considering Cam Rising did a really good job last offensive drive to move that ball down the field. But as you said, Colt Higgins back out under center. Makes the handoff and pass to his left. Oh, my goodness. Colt Perry made the catch. He takes a big hit. Now we have a North player down.
You hate to see that. Yeah. Hopefully he gets up. Going back to the quarterback situation, that's that thing we talk about. I think as a coach, you establish the rotation of your players because, you have depth at certain positions. A quarterback obviously is going to be one of those. So I think before the game, you say we're going to go series, or two series, and I think that's what you're seeing now. Even though Cam Rising had the hot hand, I think it's just part of the rotation that they set forth before the game.
Hard to see who's down there on the field. It's one of the men that made the tackle on Cole Perry.
Number 1, I think it's the
Caden McChrystal, it looks like, for Hollidaysburg. Trying to confirm that.
That's what it looks like. Looks like they're working on his knee down there.
It was interesting. I was talking with Todd Marino in Indiana in the morning today, and we both talked about the injury factor of this game. You never hope. Obviously, injuries happen in sports, but you just hope it's as minor as possible. And it looks like McChrystal is okay.
Yeah, he's moving his leg around fine, so he should be good.
Walking off under his own merit. Very, very good to see. I'm sure he'll sit out a couple of plays, try to rehab that a little bit. Oh, no, he's going to stay in the huddle.
He should have to come out for a play. I think that if they,
he's coming out. Okay, the way he went back to the huddle, I'm like, wow, toughness on this kid.
Might be his last game. He wants to keep. He doesn't want to miss a play.
Don't blame him for that.
Well, the downside's of turf. I'm more of a grass guy myself. See a lot of injuries to turf.
South back to work. 2nd and 12. Counted that a complete pass. Perry drops back. Higgins, fires it deep down the field looking for Lichtenfels, and it is touched but falls to the turf. Caden Ivory of Cambria Heights almost hauled that one in. He had a great read on it, but Lichtenfels able to recover just in time and knock that away.
Little too much air under that ball. I think he had him. Just had to put it more on a line than he did in the air. Like I said earlier, Lichtenfeld's a extremely fast, athletic track guy. Definitely been on the other side of the 4x1 when he was running over the last couple years.
So 3rd and 12. All spotted on the left hash of the South 29-yard line. Higgins, a little confusion, looking to the sideline with 1 second. They're going to have to call a timeout to avoid a delay of game penalty. We'll keep it right here with 4:19 to go here in the third quarter. Our third quarter tonight brought to you by the Crow's Nest in Johnstown. Great food, great atmosphere, great times, and a great restaurant. That's the Crow's Nest. You might be there watching the game now or planning for some dinner later on. Crow's Nest, definitely a great choice.
One thing I could say as a player and as a coach in this game, these guys get fed well this week. I know. Yeah, I know a lot of the local restaurants chip in and they donate a lot of the food to these guys, and They provide these guys with a good spread. Now, when they stayed over, they took buses and went everywhere. I'm not sure the format this year, but I do know in talking with my nephew Parker, they ate well this week.
Oh, that's good to hear. I have a moment. I want to say congratulations to the Indiana High baseball team yesterday, securing their second straight PIAA state championship in 4A baseball. I was there calling that game alongside Pat Doherty, and that was a nail-biter through and through. So congratulations to them. 3rd and 12 for the South. Colt Hagens, shotgun set sidecar to his right. Handoff goes to Jacoby Harmon. Takes it to the left out to the 40, and he's out of bounds at around the 41. They're going to mark him at the 40. So
2 yards short?
Yep, an 11-yard carry. Not enough for a first down. 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. If I'm the South, just consider punting this one away. Still lots of time, and it's a tie ball game. Want to try to pin the North deep.
I agree with that statement. I like the field position battle. It's tough to go the distance when you have an all-star team that does not play together that long. It's tough to string together a 90-yard drive and a well-seasoned team.
Well, they're going to go for it here on 4th and 2. Snap, handoff to Harmon, and he's gobbled up shy of the sticks. A horde of North players able to help bring him down, including Dawson Warner of Cambria Heights. So now the North in prime position to take over. They have not led in this ball game. They've been playing catch-up through and through, but with this field position, they might have some time to get something rolling here. 3:26 to go in the third quarter.
Big momentum shift. That was a big stop. I think we had a stop like that last half on the other side with the North. They went for it in 4th and short and didn't make it. So now we had the South doing the same thing here. See what happens. They're going to go back to that run game, or they're going to go for a big shot here.
North will take up at the South 40-yard line. And looks like Brady Jones back in at quarterback. Handoff goes to Luco, who trudges forward for a couple yards, about a 2-yard gain for him. Crossing over 3 minutes. 2nd and 8 coming up for the North.
8. No,
snap.
Kessel was in the back.
Quarterback keep. Jones goes nowhere, maybe after a yard gain. South doing a really good job reading this offense here in this late in the third quarter.
Yeah, they ran that zone option. They had Kessel in the backfield. Didn't give it to him. Jones pulled it, but that's tough to defend with those two in the backfield. The South did.
Clock continuing to roll. 2:15 as North approaches the line once again. 3rd and 7. Jones at quarterback. Sidecar to his left. Drops back to pass. Firing toward the left, and it is tipped and incomplete. Great coverage there by the South. As I believe.
Number 18, was that Braden Kepner?
Braden Nepper, yep, from Richland. Read that one perfectly out of Jones's hands. I'll bring up 4th and 7.
Looks like the North staying on there. On offense.
Jones, I believe, is their punter too, but yeah, it looks like they're going to go offense.
Kessel's coming out, different package here.
2 minutes even to go here in this third quarter, presented by the Crow's Nest.
Running out of time.
14-14 our score between the North and South. And timeout called on the field. And while we have a moment, with 2 minutes to go in a tie ball game, want to say hello to everybody at the Crow's Nest. They have us tuned in. They've been tuned in, and they're watching at their restaurant. So, hello to everybody celebrating the Crow's Nest in Johnstown. Great food, great atmosphere, great times, and great restaurant. Thank you so much for joining us here in the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. 14-14 our score. Haven't had scoring since the 4:49 mark of this quarter. Game-tying touchdown rush by Lance Jones of Myersdale from 11 yards out. Set up by a 70-yard kick return by Easton Slonick. So 4th down coming up, 4th and 7 for the North. Jones sends Kissel in motion. Pitch back to him. He's going to pass, throws it downfield, looking for a man, and over his head, incomplete. Turnover on downs by the North. Coach, as a fan, I liked the call there. Just a little too much mustard on that throw.
Yeah, a little bit. Like I said, I knew before the game you're going to see some gadget plays with those types of guys, with Kissel and DeLucci, but I don't know.
A little shocked we've seen like the first gadget play this late in the game, but maybe it's just one of those strategic things where we don't want to show too much early in the game, try to dive into our bag of tricks later on. But either way, the South, after turning the ball over on downs last time, comes back out. Minute 54 to go here in the third quarter, brought to you by the Crow's Nest. Coverage tonight co-presented by 5-Star Mitsubishi Altoona and First Summit Bank. Looks like Cam Rising's back out there for the South under center. Sidecar to his right. He drops back to pass on first down. Out pass to the right, incomplete. Pass intended for United Valley's Logan Lichtenfels.
Again, that was a nice design route. They run that whip route where he comes in like a slant, then plants and goes back out. It's a timing route, which timing was off just a bit.
Talk about players getting acclimated to this short week. Cam Rising coming off a great baseball season with the Marion Center Stingers. Now he has to get his arm back in football mode. Explains why maybe we're seeing some overlooked passes tonight. A lot of these players, if not all, are multi-sport athletes. Rising, mishandled snap, but it somehow falls in Harmon's hands, and he's downed after about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, that's one of those things where they're subbing lines in, so that's the other center. So you don't know if he's on the sideline taking snaps in between the series, and a lot of these guys probably don't know how to carry themselves when they're sitting on the sidelines, because none of these players probably have been on the sidelines on a football game since they were freshmen or sophomores.
Go to each other. Hi, how are you? I'm so-and-so. These are very short conversations. 3rd and 9. Rising drops back to pass, fires it toward the center of the field, and it is incomplete in between two potential receivers in Lichtenfels and Cole Perry. So 4th down, it looks like the punt unit's coming on.
Rising had pressure right up the middle on that one. He did a good job of staying in the pocket and throwing that ball, but tough to deliver your throwing motion when you got someone coming right at you.
We talked a lot about it tonight. It's not so much poor play on the offensive line. It's just the defensive lines for both of these squads have just been so overpowering. That's why they're creating this pressure early on and making some key stops on short yardage gains.
I think the key is they're fast. I think a lot of these offensive linemen aren't used to seeing the speed of defensive linemen, and the hand placement is key.
Lichtenfels back to punt, gets the snap. Nice spiraling kick. And it is caught on the ground at around the 27-yard line. That could have been trouble. But thankfully, the North able to fall on top of it, solidifying their possession with 59 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Lance Jones coming back out, quarterback. Ben Clark looked like he's going to be at the tailback spot.
Didn't realize it, but there are two Jones playing quarterback for the North tonight. Brady Jones of Penn Cambria and then Lance Jones of Myersdale. I had to do a double take. Like, wait a minute.
I know.
The right name?
I did notice that.
All the joys of calling the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. Multiple last names. 1st and 10 for the North. Handoff up the middle. Good for a couple of yards on that carry. Was that Clark? Yep, Ben Clark from Northern Bedford on the short yardage gain. Down at around the 30-yard line, 40 seconds and counting. They're going to spot it at the 39.5, or no, the 31.5-yard line. Got to get at least one more playoff for the end of the third. Jones sidecar right, takes it rolling right, looking to pass, fires it toward the sideline, in and out of the hands of his intended target. That one intended for Cade Emmerich of Chestnut Ridge.
Again, well play design. They brought two guys coming across the middle from the other side. It's tough for a DB to follow someone for 25 yards across the field. Just miscued there a little bit.
So now 3rd and 7 for the North. 17 seconds remain. Jones takes the snap. Handoff goes to Clark. Correction, Kissel actually takes it toward the far sideline. Not going anywhere with that one. And that'll do it for the third quarter of play here at Trojan Stadium. Much of the same throughout this game. We end the third quarter with a tie, 14-14. Who will win? Find out when we come back with our fourth quarter of action. Coming up next on Renda Digital TV.
Experience the difference at First Summit Bank. Open a First Perks checking account today. With First Perks Checking, you can choose the account that's right for you and start saving money on things you're already paying for. Perks include roadside assistance, available 24/7 to give you peace of mind while on the road. Phone broken or stolen? You're covered with repair or replacement with cell phone protection. First Summit Bank, connecting you to more than just your money.
The Laurel Highlands Construction Supplies and Rentals Company is pleased to sponsor this year's Ken Lantzy All-Star Football Game. The Laurel Highlands Construction Supplies and Rentals goal is to provide quality personalized service to contractors and homeowners. They specialize in safety glasses, hard hats, high visibility vests, gloves, earplugs, dust masks, fall arrest systems. For a full list of services, contact the Laurel Highlands Constructions and Rentals in Johnstown.
Welcome back to Trojan Stadium here on Renda Digital TV. Alongside Sam Schutte, I'm Jake Slobodnik as we make the jump to the fourth quarter. Tonight's fourth quarter brought to you by 5-Star Mitsubishi of Altoona. It doesn't get any better than this. 5-Star also one of our co-presenting sponsors tonight, along with First Summit Bank. Reach your financial summit with First Summit Bank. From personal banking and home loans to business solutions, their local team is here to help. Move forward with a bank that's committed to your future. 14-14 our score as we enter the final frame of tonight's game. And it'll be a 4th and 4 situation for the North, and it looks like they're going to punt this one away. Brady Jones of Penn Cambria out to boot it away, and he does so. Line drive kick. It's going to take a couple hops. Cole Mash of Winburn trying to chase that one down, and not to be. That one is going to be down at about the 3-yard line. That's a second great punt tonight from Brady Jones.
He has that end-over-end punt. Usually how a punt goes up in the air and spirals, he has that end-over-end, and if it hits the ground, it's going in the direction of the North, and it did. Field position, again, is key for the North because South start with their backs up against it again.
Part went for 63 yards. So Brady Jones tonight, a 70-yard punt and a 63-yard punt. I know he's a quarterback, but they should give him player of the game as a punter. I don't think it's ever happened in Ken Lantzy history, but you never know.
Like I said, as an offensive play caller, there's not much you can call right here. You have two options. You either try to run and get yourself out of it, or you throw a deep one and hopefully you can break something.
A lot of real estate for the South as they begin this offensive drive. 14:47 to go here in the fourth quarter. Trying to see who's in at quarterback. Handoff goes to Harmon. Dancing around the end zone for a bit, but he's able to bring it out to around the 8-yard line for about a 5-yard carry. And it looks like Colt Hagen's back in under center for the South.
Jacoby did a good job there. That's, again, showing poise on his part, being in the end zone, 3 yards in your end zone with a guy on your back, and he was able to get 8 yards off of that. That's a nice job on his part.
2nd and 5 coming up for the South. .11 on the play clock as the South lines up. Hagen sends a man in motion. Takes a snap. Hand off to Harmon, taking it to the left side this time. Finds some real estate, gets the first down and a little bit more. Still on his feet at the 30 before he's finally shoved out at around the 35-yard line. Good carry again by Harmon.
I like watching him run. That's a football player right there.
27 yards on that carry. Sets up a new set of downs for the South.
He has good vision. He has the option to cut it up into the line of scrimmage or bounce it to the outside, and he's making the right reads just about every time he's getting the ball there.
1st and 10 at the 42. Yeah, that's not correct. I have that on the board, but it is well before the 40. Maybe the 32 is what they meant. Higgins once again, sidecar to his right, doubles to each side. Takes a snap, looking left, fires, and it is hauled in for a completion near the chains.
That was Reese Wagner.
Reese Wagner, Sam Schuette's player for the past 4 years.
Like I said, he was a great possession guy. Like he catches those tough catches in traffic like that. He's always dependable on those types of catches.
Just shy of the sticks. It'll be 2nd and 1 following the 9-yard completion. Same look as Higgins gets the snap, fires left, and it'll go out of play.
Looks like he was looking for a comeback on that. Cole Perry ran more of a corner route on there.
3rd and 1 coming up. Clock stopped at 12:38. Honestly, I look to Harmon here. He's been really efficient this entire drive, and if anybody can get at least 1 yard, it's him.
I agree with that.
Higgins takes a snap. They're going to run it with Harmon. Goes up the middle. Gets the first down.
Yep.
Just enough.
Great vision on his part. Like I said, he has a couple options to go inside, outside, cut it back, and he's making the right cuts every time. Knowing the situation, not trying to bounce it outside and lose yards, just get what he can get and get the first down, move the chains for more opportunities. How many carries is he up to? He's got a lot of carries.
I don't have the number in front of me, but let's just go with a lot for now.
I'd keep giving the ball too.
19 carries for 158 yards for Harmon tonight.
Job well done.
Higgins drops back to pass, looks left. Pass complete near the far sideline, and it'll take several North players to push him out of bounds.
North DBs are backing up a little bit. I don't know if they're expecting a deeper pass, but that gives them that nice underneath hitch route right there. That was a good execution, well-timed passing concept.
So 2nd and 5 now. Higgins with a man. That's Harmon to his right. Now switch to the left side. Double wides to each side. He drops back on 2nd and 5. Looking deep. Moon ball coming. And underthrows his intended target just by a few yards.
Yeah, Reese has to readjust that route. With that height, he's got to stop, come back, and try to high point that ball. But tough. That's tough. It's a good shot, though. I like it in that situation. 2nd and 5, you're still manageable at midfield.
And with the amount of short yardage plays that they've run, not a bad call at all. 3rd and 5 for the South. Clock at 11:06 here in this 4th quarter, brought to you by 5-Star Mitsubishi of Altoona. Wagner, the man in motion. Handoff goes to Harmon, takes it on the right side, runs into some defenders, and he goes nowhere. Maybe 1 or 2 yards on that carry, but not enough for the first down. It'll bring up 4th and short. Now they're going to give him the 49-yard line.
If I'm not mistaken, there is overtime. There is no ties in this game.
I was just thinking that. I didn't know if since it was exhibition that they would go no overtime, or if they would at least have one, maybe a bridged quarter at the end.
The last AFCA meeting I was at, they said it's an all-star game. Someone's got to win. So,
all righty. I like that mentality.
That was 2 years ago, so I don't know if they changed it since then or not.
Slonick goes back to return this punt. Lichtenfels, nice line drive kick. Bounces at the 20, and it'll keep on rolling, and another great punt, this time by the South as it's down at around the 6-yard line. 10-12 to go in this fourth quarter. Tied at 14. We'll take a timeout. Come back with the North. Coming up on Renda Digital TV.
Experience the difference at First Summit Bank. Open a First Perks checking account today. With First Perks Checking, you can choose the account that's right for you and start saving money on things you're already paying for. Perks include roadside assistance, available 24/7 to give you peace of mind while on the road. Phone broken or stolen? You're covered with repair or replacement with cell phone protection. First Summit Bank, connecting you to more than just your money.
North takes over at their own 6-yard line following the nice punt by Logan Lichtenfels. Jones back in at quarterback, looking to his right. That might be a safety. If not, he's down at the 1. Let's see what the call is out there on the field. Looks like they're going to give him the 1-yard line.
They don't like to call a safety. I know from experience.
Joseph McEnany on the stop.
Was pretty close to a safety, but
yeah,
that's a risky call throwing the swing pass in the end zone like that.
So the North, nowhere to go. They're at the 1-yard line, 2nd and 16. Jones drops back to pass, looking deep. Has a man, and it is hauled in. Looked like Grant Guides of Penn Cambria.
Yeah, definitely a Penn Cambria connection. They must have practiced that one before a few times, huh?
You'd think. So that gets them out of deep territory. A little bit of spacing now with a first down at around their own 23-yard line. 8:59 to go in this game. Still looking to decide a winner. It's been interesting. Anytime one team scores, the other comes right back and tallies it up. First and 10 at the 8:45 mark, the handoff. Yeah, that was Clark on the carry. It's about halfway to the sticks. Oh, excuse me, that was Kissel on the carry.
North's going back to the run game here. I definitely think they're going to be setting up some sort of play action here. Getting, 7 yards there in the first play. It's good success with the run game, trying to establish that. They're going to build off that for sure.
2nd down, 4 yards. He gave him 6 as we approach 8 minutes here in this fourth quarter. Jones dropping back. Looking deep. Fires. And way above everybody's reach. Pass intended for Angelo Gallucci of Bishop McCourt.
That was good pressure by the defensive line of the South. I think Angelo was open there, but we had a lot of pressure on the quarterback there and had to rush that throw.
Third and 4 coming up after the incomplete pass. Snap. Jones on the quarterback keep. Just trying to get the first, run to some pressure. Taking it toward the near sideline, and he's going to, that's very close. I'd imagine they'll give it to him, or maybe they're going to measure it. I don't be very surprised because you barely see any measurements nowadays.
Ooh. No, they gave it to him.
Yep, first down for the North.
I think the North is going to content to put a nice long drive on here, eat as much clock, and try to get close enough to either kick a field goal, which they have a field goal kicker, or touchdown, because that's going to leave, the way this game going, not going to leave much time left on the clock for the South.
This is a game where it's a shame that one of these two teams has to lose because they've both been battling so hard. I know we don't like participation trophies nowadays, but tell you what, I wish I could crown both of these teams winners. But somebody's going to go up. 7-19. As Jones has a sidecar to his right, trips to the right as well. Screen pass out to the right is completed, but some danger ahead. And I think was that Kissel on the reception?
Yeah, that was Kissel. Those are tough routes because it's like I said, the way they play the defense, it's just a one-on-one. So it's Kissel versus the guy on top of him, and it's tough sometimes to get away. I don't know if Jones has the ability to throw that and do something else with it, or if that's just a designated call swing pass.
Trips to the left now on 2nd and 11 after the 1-yard loss. Jones will hand it off. Clark running up the middle, gets past the original line, and a few more after that, down just shy of the 40-yard line at around the 39. Oh, correction, the 38, actually. Third and much more manageable. Halfway to the chains as we come up on 6 minutes here in this fourth quarter. Our fourth quarter tonight brought to you by 5-Star Mitsubishi of Altoona. Doesn't get any better than this. They and First Summit Bank are co-presenting sponsors for tonight's coverage here on Renda Digital TV. We thank them so much for their support. Jones dropping back on 3rd and 6, looking deep, looking for Gallucci, and way beyond his outstretched arm, incomplete. Some contact, but that was not a catchable pass, hence why no Laundry will bring up 4th and 6th.
I was waiting for a double move, and Gallucci ran that out and up, and the quarter didn't bite on it. He was right with him. So good call and good defense on that. I don't see many double moves, especially with man coverage. Those are the ones that you can really take advantage of, that man coverage.
So 4th and 6, North will be forced to punt. Jones will be booting it away to Carter Dunmeyer here. Dunmeyer, a Somerset representative. Beautiful kick on the way. Dunmeyer able to return it at around the 25-yard line, taking it to the far sideline, runs into some danger. And he'll be downed at around the 31, 32-yard line, it looks like. So 5:33 here. Sorry, Coach, you were saying something? Oh, I thought I interrupted. Yeah, I apologize.
No, I was just looking to see what time. 5.5 left. Still a lot of time. No reason to panic. No, just keep with their game plan. I think they were able to move the ball with Jacoby and their quarterback run game a little bit. I don't know if Cam's. It looks like Cam's back in, so he's been on the last time he was in. So see what happens on this drive.
Yep, Cam Rising back out there, along with Jacoby Harmon, who's making a case for player of the game. Over 150 yards on the ground so far tonight. He'll set up shop right beside Rising to his right. Man in motion. And the give to Harmon. Cuts back inside, but nowhere to go except backwards. A loss of 1 on that play.
I think he was looking to bounce out to the outside, but that Caden Hinson from Chestnut Ridge did a good job containing him, squeezing him inside, and letting the pursuit take care of it for a no gain.
So 2nd down as we approach 5 minutes left. Harmon set up behind Rising. The snap, rolling right. Cam fires off his back foot. Completed pass. It's going to get a first down and a little bit more.
That's growth.
Great play.
Everett showing up today.
I'd say so. It's funny because Everett is so far away from Johnstown, and they're making that drive worth it.
Yeah, how far do you think that drive is?
About 2 hours. I remember
they had to drive to practice. As I said, they didn't stay. So.
Yeah. Well, I remember a couple of years ago covering River Valley, they faced Everett. I think it was week 10. It was when...
the crossovers.
Yeah. And we had to drive all the way out to Everett. Not a bad drive. 1st and 10. Rising trying to hard count. 9 seconds to go on the play clock. Takes a snap. Looking deep. Firing. He's got a man open, and it is caught at the 10, the 5. Touchdown, South. That one completed to Logan Lichtenfels of United Valley. Heritage Conference connection going strong in the late goings.
That's just what the South needed right there. That was a big play. Cam Rising, veteran leadership ability at the quarterback spot to put the South ahead.
Oh, and Lichtenfels just absolutely left his defenders in the dust. On his tail was Gavin Babalski of Portage and Caden Ivory of Cambria Heights. They just had nothing for Lichtenfels' speed. And as you mentioned, that track speed coming into play once again. Josh Troop out for the extra point. It's on its way, and it is no good. He missed it.
Oh, boy. That could come back to hurt them.
Yep, dangerous situation as we got 4:01 left to go in regulation. We'll take a timeout, come back with the following kickoff on Renda Digital TV.
Frustrating to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars repairing your vehicle only to take it back for the same problem? At Memorial Highway Chevrolet, we're different. Introducing the Memorial Highway Chevrolet Repair for Life. Regardless of where you purchase your vehicle, repair your vehicle at Memorial Highway Chevrolet, and any repair over $200 is guaranteed for life. No more repeat repairs, no more wasted money, just peace of mind for life. Memorial Highway Chevrolet. Service today, coverage for life.
Good luck, Colts, from Lynn Sunoco of Northern Cambria, servicing your auto mechanical needs with expert care. Lynn Sunoco has a long list of satisfied customers. Also in Northern Cambria, Medvan Transport, providing non-emergency transports for wheelchair and station car transports for all your medical transport needs. Medvan Transport is now hiring drivers and EMTs.
Ready for the kickoff as the South reclaims the lead, although a missed extra point leads it 20-14, thanks to a 50-yard touchdown pass from Cam Rising to Logan Lichtenfels. Heritage Conference representation late in this one. And touchdowns tonight brought to you by Weaver's Pools and Spas. From custom pools and spas to maintenance and supplies, Weaver's Pools and Spas has everything you need for backyard relaxation. With summer about, now it's time to get your pools and spas checked up. Bring you the drive summary here in just a moment. Troop. Ready to boot this one away. Approaching the ball. Turned by Slonick at the 11-yard line. Taking it in the center field. And he's hit from behind and dropped. And on that hit,
Hollis from Richland.
Yep, Brody Hollis probably just took away another 70-yard return from Easton Slonick. Drive summaries tonight brought to you by Memorial Highway Chevrolet. 5 plays, 78 yards, shoot up a minute 40. Completed by the 50-yard touchdown pass from Cam Rising to Logan Lichtenfels. Memorial Highway Chevrolet, 3 locations, Windber, Somerset, and West Mifflin.
That middle return they're setting up on the north is deadly. There's a lot of room there on that side.
3:54 to go here in regulation. North trying to tie it, potentially take the lead with a converted extra point. On their first play of this drive, pass complete. Just past the 50-yard line.
22.
Grant Guides of Penn Cambria had a great catch.
That was a nice in-breaking route. Those are tough to cover.
Looks like Lance Jones from Myersdale back out under center. Sidecar to his left, Ben Clark of Northern Bedford. He's had a couple key rushes so far this game. Jones drops back looking left, fires it deep down the field, looking for Galucci. It is incomplete, just underthrew that.
That's the second time they were looking for Galucci deep. He had a step.
Well, we got some flags in the backfield. Either going to be holding or roughing the passer. Roughing the passer on the South defense. That'll give the North a free first down.
That's the first on Sportsman all game.
Yeah, not many penalties aside from maybe a few jumps off sides here and there. Well, as you get deeper in the game, you got that lead, want to protect it. Maybe aggression kicks in a little bit more, doing a little too much.
3:15 left. North is driving.
Jones getting the play from his coaching staff. Now rejoins the huddle.
North kind of switched gears, went more of a passing attack thus far on this drive.
So now 1st and 10 following the roughing the passer call. Ball placed at the 31-yard line. Jones dropping back, tucks it, runs, has an opening on the right side, gets the original line and the first down, and he's still on his feet, and he's finally forced out of bounds inside the Hutton Blues Trent Insurance red zone. I think they're going to mark him out at the 10-yard line. Bring up first and goal on the 21-yard run.
I mean, that's what you want a veteran quarterback expect out of him. You know, he goes back, he has his reads, he goes through his progression, nothing there, tucks it, runs, and gets what he can, gets to the sidelines, doesn't take a hit. That was a great job on his part.
They're going to mark him at the 11, so first and 10 inside the Hutton Blues Trent Insurance red zone. 2:40 and counting here in the game. North creeping in on the end zone. Jones loses the snap, picks it up, and is hit in the backfield and dropped.
You're the North. That's not what you want to have happen. You had momentum, you're driving, and then you have that bobbled snap.
Looked like Nathan Pugh from Richland on that stop. And if you're the South, you're just looking for anything to swing that momentum pendulum back in your favor, especially after a couple explosive plays from the North on this drive.
Not many plays you can call for 2nd and 20. I think they have to realize they just got to get half of it back right here. They're in four down territory. Half to score, field goal won't work, so they just got to try to get half of it back. No reason to panic. Maybe go back to that in-breaking route they ran before. That's a nice, easy completion and a throw for the quarterback to make.
Timeout called at 1:58. We'll keep it right here. Thank you so much to First Summit Bank and 5-Star Mitsubishi of Altoona, our co-presenting sponsors tonight on Renda Digital TV. Reach your financial summit with First Summit Bank. From personal banking and home loans to business solutions, their local team is here to help. Move forward with a bank that's committed to your future. That is First Summit Bank. And 5-Star Mitsubishi Altoona, it doesn't get any better than this. And it really doesn't, because you got a close game late in the fourth quarter. Now, this is a show for all the fans to enjoy, whether you're here at Trojan Stadium or at home watching on Renda Digital TV. The Crow's Nest was tuned in. They're having a viewing party at their restaurant.
I'm excited. This is a good game. This is what you want in a game. It's coming down to the last 2 minutes of the game. 6 points. That field goal missed. Special teams, again, coming back to haunt us. If they score, not going to give the South much time. This is a good battle right here. This is what you want in an all-star game.
Both teams breaking the huddle. 2nd and 20 coming up after the sack by Pugh. Lance Jones back out to command the offense along with Jacob Kissel, his sidecar to the left. Rolling left, following the snap. Looking, pass, tipped, incomplete.
Yeah, they just ran a basic flood concept there. They had 3 guys, one intermediate, one shallow, one deep, and I think they were all covered right there. He didn't have much to do right there.
Like Seth Kimmel of Berlin Brothers Valley there to at least help in that stop. So now 3rd and 20 with 1:55 to go. What do you think, Coach? Take a gamble at the end zone here?
No, not right here. Like I said, you got 2 plays. You're 4-down territory. You just got to get half of it. Don't need to get all of it.
3rd and 18, 1:55 to go in regulation. Jones dropping back, looking to pass, hit, and dropped. Another key stop, and it looked like Joseph McEnany was there to help bring him down.
The Richland defensive line is showing up. They got 3 guys from Richland on defensive line. Hollis, Pugh, and McEnany.
Another timeout on the field, 1:39 to go. 20-14, the South leads the North only for the moment. The North making good progression, but have been tripping over themselves here in this last drive. A muffed snap and then a quick pressure to Jones, the quarterback, forced him back to a 4th and 18 coming up. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line. Ball resting on the right hash, 1:39 to go.
Now you have to score.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you're a little bit more predictable. I think try to get your shiftiest, fastest guy. try to get him in space over the middle and see if you can get around the 5-yard line and make a move and miss. I think if you go deep, DBs are going to be playing on their heels a little bit to prevent that score. They know they have to get in the end zone on this one. So, well, I guess they can get a first down on a 2-yard line. But I think they're going to be playing deeper, playing off coverage a little bit. So I think you want to get some sort of intermediate pass to your shifty guy and give him a chance to make a guy miss and score.
Here we go, 4th and 21. Still a first down marker.
South can take a timeout if they don't like what they see.
Now the North has no timeouts remaining, so if they turn it over here, this one is all but done. Jones dropping back on 4th down, looking end zone, pump fakes, throws, little bloop pass near the far sideline. It is caught, and did he get the first down? It looks like he did.
Definitely was a first down. Yeah, they're saying no.
No, wow. That had to have been a blade of turf. And we have a North player down.
Was that Kissel?
Looks like it's South celebrating. It looks like the stop was made. Well, I don't think you can get any closer than that.
That was on the far end of the field, but from my angle, it looked like it was a first down.
My goodness.
Man, it doesn't get much closer than that if he wasn't there. But, I mean, the way the South's celebrating, it looks like they're definitely spotting it short. Well, short. He must have stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, he must have. Now, the scrum landed just at the sticks, hence why we thought it was a first down completion, but not to be. So now, a minute 23 left to go. The North have no timeouts remaining. And I think at this point, just got to clock it. Well, he spotted the ball at the 3, so he was shy by about a yard.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, that was a valiant effort. He had momentum, and that's the guy you want with the ball, running with momentum. I don't know how much Kissel weighs, but that's a lot of momentum he has going full speed. And that was a great job by the South defense to make a tackle there and just short of that first down. It's a good job by the quarterback, too, in extending that play with his legs because he was kind of bottled up, too, and he just kind of found a guy open with Kissel and, kind of made it for a good ending there. But at this point, no timeouts for the North.
South will head on out to the field once again, leading 20-14.
Victory formation.
The best kind of formation.
When you're on that side.
Yeah, when you're on that side.
The North's thinking that's the worst kind of formation.
Snap, the knee. I'll do it a couple more times, but this one is over. The South, a 20-14 win over the North in the 2026 First Summit Bank Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. And it was the Heritage Conference connection of Cam Rising and Logan Lichtenfels, Marion Center to United Valley, to put them up for good. And a credit to the South defense. Not once in this game did the North lead at all.
No, I tell you what, I did not expect this type of game. I really didn't. And I credit to the South team and the North team. I both really battled, and it was a good defensive game. And I tell you what, ever since they went to the schools where they drafted, these games have been so close over the last couple of years as opposed to the old North and South where they had a boundary line. Now they draft schools, and games have been much, much more competitive.
Congratulations to the South, a 20-14 win over the North in this year's Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic, and a classic at that. Stay tuned. Our 5-star Mitsubishi post-game show is next. We'll go over the scoring of this game, give you a look at stats, and see if we can get the player of the game as well. The final, 20-14, South over the North. You're watching the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic right here on Renda Digital TV.
Got a fever and the Mitsubishi Giants got the cure. At 5-star Mitsubishi Altoona, everybody qualifies for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in discounts on your new Mitsubishi purchase. Plus, you get free, yeah, I said free, scheduled maintenance and the best warranty on the planet. Pick up your prescription today at the Mitsubishi Giant. Nobody stocks more, nobody sells for less.
Doesn't get better than this.
Robindale and its affiliated companies are proud to be a sponsor of all student athletes in the area. For nearly 2 decades, Robindale has been cleaning up refuse coal piles that dot and scar the western Pennsylvania landscape. To reclimate and beautify these areas, Robindale believes deeply in safety, compliance, and community responsibility. If you would like to become a part of the Robindale team, you can contact them at 814-446-6700, extension 122, or see how Robindale can assist your business at robindale.com.
The Rembrandt Club, a proud sponsor of Cambria Heights Athletics, wishes the Highlanders players the best of luck in tonight's All-Star Football Classic. The Rembrandt Club has a long tradition of supporting the Cambria Heights School District, student athletes, cheerleading, and band organizations. Caden, Dawson, and James, you have made our community proud with a tremendous season. Mark your calendars for the club's Customer Appreciation Day on September 19th. Live entertainment, great food, drink specials, and fun. Good luck, CH athletes, from everyone at the Rembrandt Club.
Hi, I'm Eric Brocious. Many of you know me as a high school teacher and a coach. What you didn't know, though, is I'm also a businessman, owner of EMB Computing. I'd like to invite you to our new state-of-the-art facility to see our line of computers, laptops, iPads, MacBooks, and accessories. If you're a business owner, we'll assist you with your networks, servers, workstations, printers, and even your business phone systems. We are located at 57 North 11th Street in Indiana, or you can find us on the web at embcomputing.com. We are your technology specialists.
And we welcome you back to Trojan Stadium here in Johnstown, the Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. In the books for the second straight year, the South takes down the North, this time, though, by a score of 20-14. Along with Sam Schutte, I'm Jake Slobodnik. Our postgame show tonight, presented by 5-star Mitsubishi of Altoona, doesn't get any better than this. Well, Coach, 20-14 the final, a hard-fought game on both sides. Really, this is just a game that you can't hate, but you can always love.
Yeah, you know what? I feel bad. I've been on the losing side of this game, and like every team except for one ends on a loss. And this is your redemption. Your redemption as a senior to end your career on a win. And the team that lost, I tell you what, it's unfortunate, but I'm seeing a shirt walk by me and it says "Leave it all out in the field." And I think both of these teams left it all out in the field. And every player on these rosters, both North and South, I think they left it all out in the field, and they have nothing to be sad about. And whether they move on in their careers as football in the next level or they're done, they have really nothing to be sad about, and they played a hard-fought game, and one that will go down, I think, in the history books as one of the better games of the Ken Lantzy All-Star game.
Take you through this game. It was not eventful to start things off. The whole first quarter was left scoreless, but early on in the second, Colt Hagens of Somerset found Forest Hill's Xander Richardson for a 14-yard touchdown pass to make it a 7-0 South lead thanks to Josh Troop's extra point attempt. The 12-yard rush by Noah Luco by Tussey Mountain with 1:04 left in the first half, and an extra point by Cole Heckathorn made it 7-7. The North getting on the board late in the game. Then in the South, they really stepped things up with a little under 6 minutes to play in that third quarter. A 29-yard rush by Jacoby Harmon, who arguably I think would be the player of the game for tonight. Ran it from 29 yards out, and Josh Troop knocked in the extra point to make it 14-7. North didn't go down without a fight, though. They made it one more time to the end zone, thanks to Myersdale's Lance Jones rushing it in from 11 yards out at 4:49, and an extra point by Cole Hackathorn made it 14-14. And that was all set up by a 70-yard kick return by Portage's Easton Slonick that set up the scoring drive. But the South, they proved resilient as the Heritage Conference connection of Marion Center's Cam Rising found United Valley's Logan Lichtenfels from 50 yards out with 4:01 to go in regulation. And a missed extra point attempt made it 20-14. The North made a great offensive drive that last time out, but a couple penalties and a couple muff snaps and a couple sacks as well kind of pitted them deep in their own territory. They made one last lunge for a first down inside the 2, came up 1 yard shy, and they turned it over on downs, allowing the South to go into victory formation and kneel out the remaining 1 minute and 40 seconds. Stay tuned. Our 5-star Mitsubishi postgame show continues. Give you more thoughts on the game and a look at the numbers from today as well. That's all coming up as the South beats the North 20-14 in this year's Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic right here on Renda Digital TV.
Got a fever and the Mitsubishi Giants got the cure. At 5-star Mitsubishi Altoona, everybody qualifies for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in discounts on your new Mitsubishi purchase. Plus, you get free, yeah, I said free, scheduled maintenance and the best warranty on the planet. Pick up your prescription today at the Mitsubishi Giant. Nobody stocks more, nobody sells for less.
It doesn't get better than this.
Are you ready to take your project to the championship level? Cambria Ready Mix Concrete is here for you. Serving the Route 22 and 219 corridors in Cambria County, they understand the importance of teamwork and rock-solid values, just like your favorite sports teams. A proud supporter of high school athletics, they are dedicated to building stronger communities. Whether you're planning on a new home, driveway, or backyard sport court this year, get your concrete from the county seat. Call 1-866-BUY-CRMC. 1-866-BUY-CRMC.
Pet owners know that Cambria Veterinary Care treats the medical needs of their small pets, but did you know that Cambria Veterinary Care treats large animals as well? Horses, cows, goats, sheep, and cattle. Cambria Veterinary Care now provides medical and surgical care for large domestic animals. For more information, call 814-288-8821. That's 814-288-8821. Or look for them online at CambriaVeterinaryCare.com.
Put a wellness retreat in your backyard. Have Weaver's Pools and Spas deliver your new Dynasty Spa. Sit down and relaxation takes over. Stress melts away. A Dynasty Spa is good for your health, too. Enjoy better sleep. Your muscles and joints will thank you, too. Weaver's Pools and Spas has Dynasty Spas. They're made in America. Local service means better service. On Philadelphia Street and Facebook, your retreat is a phone call away. Weaver's Pools and Spas. 724-463-7946.
The Laurel Highlands Construction Supplies and Rentals Company is pleased to sponsor this year's Ken Lantzy All-Star Football Game. The Laurel Highlands Construction Supplies and Rentals goal is to provide quality personalized service to contractors and homeowners. They specialize in safety glasses, hard hats, high visibility vests, gloves, earplugs, dust masks, fall arrest systems. For a full list of services, contact the Laurel Highlands Constructions and Rentals in Johnstown.
And welcome you back to our 5-star Mitsubishi post-game show. Tonight's score, the South taking down the North 20-14, thanks to a late touchdown from Cam Rising to Logan Lichtenfels. They connected for 50 yards, and that was the nail in the coffin per se, but they did have to go to work on defense a little bit to seal up this win. 20-14, our final. The players out on the field getting recognized with scholarships right now. Ben's Manor's Dylan Depp just got one, and Coach, you made an interesting tidbit off the air. Second in the state? Or
second in the state for single A, Dylan Depp was.
For tackles. And, number one, Zach Kirsch, you're one of your players there.
Yeah,
so
Zach's down in the stadium somewhere walking around.
Got some final numbers for you here today, starting with individuals. Leading the rushing category for the North, Noah Luco with 10 rushes, 57 yards, and a touchdown. Passing-wise, Lance Joseph was 6 of 12 for 88 yards. Leading the South, as we expected, Jacoby Harmon, 21 carries, 158 yards, and a touchdown. Cam Rising took over the top passer of the night, 6 of 14 with 113 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. And receiving Logan Lichtenfels, a 50-yard touchdown catch to his credit. Team stats on the day. The North ran the ball 31 times for 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. The South, 29 carries, 171 yards, and a touchdown. 28 passes with 11 completions for the North for 127 yards. 17 for 35, the South with 220 yards. And in total yardage on the day, the South 390 yards compared to the North's 250. We'll take a final timeout, come back, wrap it up from Trojan Stadium with the score. The South beating the North 20-14 in this year's Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic right here on Renda Digital TV.
Got a fever and the Mitsubishi Giants got the cure. At 5-star Mitsubishi Altoona, everybody qualifies for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in discounts on your new Mitsubishi purchase. Plus, you get free, yeah, I said free, scheduled maintenance and the best warranty on the planet. Pick up your prescription today at the Mitsubishi Giant. Nobody stocks more, nobody sells for less.
It doesn't get better than this.
There are many reasons why you should be shopping at your local Martin General Convenience Store. Take advantage of summer specials with your Martin Gold Star Rewards card. Buy one 6-inch cold sub and get the second one $2 off. Mix and match cold wraps. Any burger or Italian sausage is $1 off. And with your Martin Gold Star Rewards card, get 3 cents off gas every day. Just a few good reasons why you should be shopping at your local Martin General Store.
Pet owners know that Cambria Veterinary Care treats the medical needs of their small pets, but did you know that Cambria Veterinary Care treats large animals as well? Horses, cows, goats, sheep, and cattle. Cambria Veterinary Care now provides medical and surgical care for large domestic animals. For more information, call 814-288-8821. That's 814-288-8821. Or look for them online at CambriaVeterinaryCare.com.
Back with you one more time here at Trojan Stadium on our 5-Star Mitsubishi postgame show. 5-Star Mitsubishi, it doesn't get better than this. The South taking down the North 20-14 in this year's Ken Lantzy All-Star Classic. A great game all around by both of these teams, nothing to be ashamed of, and what a great way to end your high school career. And we thank you so much for joining us here tonight, making this an even more special moment for all of us and for the seniors down there on the field. Both on the football teams and band and cheer squads as well. Want to thank our fantastic presenting sponsors tonight, First Summit Bank and 5-Star Mitsubishi, and our other sponsors, Smith Coal & Oil, EMB Computing, Gap Federal Credit Union, Young & Associates, Hutton Blues Trent Insurance, Laurel Highlands Equipment, Memorial Highway Chevrolet, Weaver Spas and Pools, GoPro Disposal Waste, Cambria Ready Mix Concrete, the Crow's Nest, the Imperial Room and Backroom Saloon in Evansburg, and the rest of our fantastic sponsors for helping us bring this game to you here tonight. Also want to thank Jerry Rossi, our statistician, and he's the one that works the magic behind all this, selling out the game, making the connections with First Summit Bank, make sure we can be here each and every year, and we thank him for his work here tonight, keeping stats. Matt Lewis has been our producer, manning the buttons and the control room here. Alex Donaldson, John Smathers, our camera operators tonight. And Coach Schutte, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your Friday night to come help us put this game on. Hope you had a fun experience up here.
I did, Jake. It was a great time. I want to thank Renda and all the crew that were up here. They were awesome. Made me feel welcome at home. Just a guy, a football coach that doesn't know much what he's doing, just talking some stuff up here. And I had a good time doing it. And hopefully I didn't mess up too bad.
Oh, no, you did great. You did great. And, hey, 12 weeks till football season, so we'll be back calling those Northern Cambria games here in no time. So.
I was just thinking that. This is a good kickoff to the summer season. We actually have a 7-on-7 tomorrow. We have to be in Pittsburgh. So This is just a great kickoff to the football season in general because, people think fall football season starts in September, late October. But, people on the other side of it know football starts right now. So This is just a great time and, to come and watch a game and get everyone fired up for football.
One chapter closes, another begins.
That's it.
Countdown to kickoff is underway. Congratulations to all the seniors on a fantastic high school career. Best of luck to you wherever you may end up in life, whether it's college, workforce, or trades, or even the military. Best of luck to you moving forward. So with that being said, that ends our night here tonight at Trojan Stadium. For all of us at Renda Digital TV, my name is Jake Slobodnik, repeating the final score. The South taking down the North 20-14 for their second straight win here in the Ken Lantzy